Good evening, Nigeria. Thank you so much. As an joining, welcome to Updated Precious. You don't reach an bring on an update of matter with the shell for inside Nigeria. Amazing day. It's supposed to be a beautiful day, but sadly, we just buried laid to rest the remains of the past president Muhammadu Buhari, or late president Muhammadu Buhari today. And so, the thing whether not too good because people not just they too happy, but then in the midst of the sober reflection or the sober mood of the nation, based on the fact, say today our president declared public holiday because of President Muhammadu Buhari demise and burial. Guess what thing happened? Both still they happen for inside politics, even as that one happened today. And then you just be wondering what is going on with these people. After they go say person no get conscience. You know where you get conscience. What you can't they do with them? I'm sit tight and relax because it promises to be a very loaded show. The day started with the handlers or former spokespersons of President Muhammad Buhari granting interview. And the two of them on separate interviews, one for Channel Television, one for Arise Television, talk separate things. Where busy people don't begin attack them for. For instance, Femi Adesina gets something else. So he talk. It say, hey, it say Buhari being they use Nigerian hospital for don't die. Say Nigerian hospital not get the expertise whether for use keep them alive till now. Then Nigerians say, okay, but the Nigerians whom he's ruling, can their life now they feel use do that kind of thing abi. Then Garba Shehu on Arise Television where they also ask a question concerning EndSARS. August not too small before he can respond. All of this what they bring for now. But not forgetting say today they don't lay the president today. The ADC, PDP, Atiku Peter Obi, matter still the ground. We go look into all those matter and more. Welcome to the show. Now, very, very fully loaded show today. And I would like me to begin with matter we get to do with what's they happen for inside social media right now. As President Muhammad Buhari don't they lead to rest. As a matter of fact, then bury him for his favorite spot and favorite location where he like to sit down for inside the house. Now dear, now they bury him. And as they bury him today, in fact, people say, they never even put the man for ground. Buy your no guy, you don't they go, they cause problem again. And guess what? People actually think that this may be some sort of campaign strategy for the North to love Tinubu, for the not to remember that Tinubu did them a favor in Buhari. But then it was like a strategy gone wrong because it can't be like say the timing no correspond at all. The thing don't lead to a lot of problems. It don't lead to opera. Sote, Bayo or Nanuga don't even go delete the message because he himself no fit take the pressure where people give him because of the message. I'm sure you're wondering why. All right, let's get down to it. Tinubu spokesman Bayo Nanuga attacks Morning Buhari supporters on social media post. And then people don't come for her. If you see the gbas so they don't give by her today, if you see the gbas so they give her today, you go sorry for her more. If now I pass my neighbor the generator the drag like that, the rope for don't cut by now. Buhari could have died long ago if he relied on Nigerian hospitals. Femi Adesina, person where they put one for talk for him, now they talk this one. Tinubu, Guinea-Bissau president, others attend Buhari's funeral rites in Daura. We'll go talk about that one. Details of Buhari's final journey to Daura, they will give you every detail we get. And trust me, sir, they come with e.g., for example. I don't just tell you stories. I come with video evidences, photo evidences, so that I go see them, they believe them. President Muhammad Buhari buried in hometown in Daura. That one said they'll go look at him. Atiku, Oshibajo, Amechi, Tamboa, others arrive at Daura for Buhari's burial. Then they grant for inside the burial. Buhari's views on Tinubu's fuel subsidy removal. Governor Rada, they explained this one. And then police bust kidnap syndicate, recover 5 million ransom in Delta State. We'll go talk about that one. But they make we enter inside politics matter as it is hot this evening because it be like say as they the gist, politics if they're doing on. Peter Obi's exit from ADC could end his political career. Youths for ADC don't they want him. ADC, you don't they say, Oga, this one where would they look at your body language? It be like say it won't come out because of say things will not favor you. Oga, if you come out, you're gonna do yourself a lot of bad. In fact, you could just close and quench your political career by yourself if you go. Is that correct? Do you think that if Peter Obi leaves ADC, it could actually lead to his political demise? as people they talk well, all this and other matter now we'll go talk about this evening. Welcome to the show, my people. Thank you, plenty, and follow me sit down for inside the show this evening. We could begin to dissect matter them we get to do with Nigeria one by fellow. My name is Precious Enyi, in case I've been never tell you my name, and it always sweet my belly to bring on a matter we get to do with Nigeria. As we talk about them one by one. All right, let's start with Ogabayo Onanoga. As you start the story, where be say as he start this story today, Nigerians no agree for him. Nigeria say, if I no go agree for anybody was a thing, was a statement, and was a person, it would have been what happened today to Bayo Nanoga. Because Nigerians don't even let them rest at all at all. People just the dragger. Say, Bayo, what's be that thing what you do? What's be that thing what you do, Oga Bayo? You could not even wait for the man to die very well. And then you can't start all this drama where you can't start now. This thing where you start now, it dey good. Nigerians on the drag Oga Bayo or Nanoga up and down. Make a look at that, go get you footages of that conversation before we start to, bring you the to read them one by follow. Because if you see the conversation, you self go bow, say, Oga Bayo, you self, this time you no good like this. Now you say, why you go, they do this kind of thing at this time of our Lord, when it be say matter be like this. But let's get straight to the conversation. So, amid mourning of former President Muhammadu Buhari, by Onanoga, spokesperson for President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, has attacked pro-Buhari supporters on social media post that he made today. Now, for inside the social media post, as a matter of fact, he actually reposted what somebody else had posted, or he tagged, or is it repost? How did they call him again? Well, they get names on that for Twitter. He comments or he posts for waiting person we don't post before. Now, so he take down. Now, yesterday Tuesday, during preparation for the burial, an ex-user, I think by the name D1 Ayekotu, recruited, recirculated rather a video of former President Muhammad Buhari's campaign in Ibadan, or your state, describing it as an unforgettable experience when Ibise Buhari bin dey campaign for Ibadan or your state for 2015 long law. Remember that change period. However, Bayo Onanuga of all this today was who was also at the forefront of a heated debate on the role of Tinubu, or the role Tinubu played in the emergence of Mr. Buhari's presidency, took advantage of the post to hit back at mourning pro-Buhari supporters. Now, reposting Ayokotu's post, Mr. Onanoga said a video to rejig the memory of those who claimed only Buhari's 12 million votes gave him the presidency in 2015 and 2019. Now, in case you don't know where this is coming from, you do remember that within the week, I think it was this week or last week, I told you that President Muhammad Buhari supporters we don't talk say no be Tinubu make Buhari president. Say person will make Buhari president na Buhari himself, because say him already been don't get about 12 million votes for pockets when carry come. Say now those him 12 million votes when don't already get when carry for pockets. Now you already don't get. So say an additional 3.5 or so million votes, 19 Tinubu support or the APC coalition give Buhari at that time. So to say that it is Tinubu who made Buhari president, that it is wrong to say that. And then people now said, is this a good time for you to say this? Okay, well, that was a conversation before President Muhammad Buhari's demise, right? Then of all time where be say by Ononoga for go repost that incident, it can't choose a time where be say the man just died to repost them. Now, gossip they go around talk say he likely did that because he been one at least gather the sympathy of Hausa people or Northerners to show them, say, look, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu do on a favor in case ona don't forget. So make ona know, say, ona self and back another favor. But then it looks like that was a move, taking a bit at the wrong time, because Nigerians not even agree for him at all. Nigerians came for him at all corner. As a matter of fact, and I know say by another gonna person will be say if he posts something, he will hardly delete it in the post. But this time around, he could not even help it but to go straight to delete it. Make I show you that too. See that crowd? So, now, Buhari in Ibadan in unforgettable. Buhari in Ibadan 2015, then unforgettable experience, right? But instead of, by Ononoga to perhaps let this rest after the burial, maybe till next week to comment on it, he quickly went and reposted it on Twitter. And then I said, a video to reject the memory of those who, you don't see him, who claim only Buhari's 12 million votes gave him the presidency in 2015 and 2019. And then this, now what's in come make all hell can't they lose? If you see responses and gbasgbos when Nigerians come begin give Bayo Nanoga today, on a day where be said that they bury the president, Muhammadu Buhari. Now let me just play some of the responses or show you some of the responses and reactions to the conversation. Somebody here tweeted, you can see the tweet. It says, so Bayo Onanoga was forced to delete the what? The filth he posted. Filth, that is that he posted earlier. It's good to see that Nigerians could unite to, tame his, that is Ananoga's uncouth behavior. Okay, that's not just one of the posts though, because so many comments. In fact, as a matter of fact, almost all evening, Bayo Ananoga has been trending because of this conversation. And then people now said, no, 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 that this is just a very, very bad behavior. The normal bigotry and tribal thing where they happen for social media begin happen because of the conversation. And Nigerians are really going crazy and are saying that, okay, the deal be say people they think say actually it be like saying impost them to calm down the minds of um south north northern APC supporters so that they go no say anything one I do one and also one owe us one, especially for 2027 when President Bola Ahmed Tinubu go contest. You owed him one because he helped your brother come into power. But this strategy didn't strategize at all because this strategy looked like it returned back to sender immediately, and Nigerians come begin drag up. Now, the president's spokesperson posted countered a claim by a former secretary to the government of the Federation, Boss Mustafa, that Mr. Buhari's integrity won him 2015 presidential polls and not President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's measure or role in APC at that time. Now, Ananoga's post followed the earlier scathing tribute to Mr. Buhari by the chairman of the editorial board of the national newspaper, the nation newspaper, Sam Omashayi. You do remember that Sam Omashayi posted something too. He posted something, he posted something where he can't they talk. When Nigerians come say, excuse me, how come he be saying that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu supporters them mind the treat Buhari like this? Because on a good day, good day, good say the sitting president supporters, they actually take a swipe or perhaps treat anyhow the current president, the late president anyhow. So how can they do this? So now remember that I told you yesterday, I think I played this yesterday to you guys in one of the videos that I posted. The comments that Sam Omashayi made about President Muhammad Buhari, that's a comment here. The tweet he put out yesterday. It's good that we just pay attention to it and look at what he said. So on that tweet that he put out yesterday, he criticized President Muhammadu Buhari's administration. Basically, that's what he did. Now here's that tweet where he said he became president and ran it with a cabal of, you don't see him. And then all of those stuffs that he said, he left the finances really. Remember, this not be the first time we be say people for inside this administration they complain, say President Buhari leave the economy in comatose and it be no get in wind of waiting they happen for the economy, it scatter the economy, it drown the economy. So this just can't be like say buy another second waiting ABC Sam Omashayi talk. And this thing can lead to a lot of wahala. People can they say, what is going on here? Oga, if there's any time you could actually say this, should it be at a time that we're burying this man? Couldn't you just let the burial happen first before you say this in where you won't talk? Could you I mean, if you just get some discernment, some, mind to know, say, no, 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 this kind of thing, I don't feel put them up at this time. But make we leave this one, can't go to waiting him, Buhari supporters and Buhari spokespersons talk this morning. We will finish and before we go straight to the burial, because I have lots of pictures and footages to show you on the burial today. So sit down and relax. It's going to be a loaded show. Former spokesperson to late President Muhammadu Buhari, Femi Adesina, today, Tuesday, defend in late principal's frequent medical trip abroad while in office, stating that he could have died long ago if he relied on medical health care system in Nigeria. That is, it will say not only Nigeria in the take treatment. Say if I don't die since, say what's in saving life? Now because of say in the take treatment abroad. Now Nigerians did not find that funny at all. Nigerians felt that okay, excuse me. So we be say would they take treatment for Nigeria? Now we be the people where they go to die. So on I know that means as a president, he knew that the healthcare system was in comatose. He knew we lacked the expertise. He knew we lacked the equipment or whatever it was that was necessary to make any reasonable human being survive. Why did he not work hard to put those things in place? And guess what Additional said? Additional said people did not understand that Buhari needed to survive first to solve the problem of the nation. That is. See now who they are alive, now in the solve country problem, in case you don't understand that. That he needed to be alive, first of all, to solve the country's problem. That's what he said. And Nigerians did not find that funny at all, at all. If you remember, the president don't make plenty frequent trips, even when he be president abroad. In fact, first of all, additional claims say, oh, what's he making they go abroad? And because of saying I didn't get in medical records, so he didn't get to continue there. And people now say, wait, for somebody who you put on a claim, say, or on a talk, say he get very humble beginning. Very humble background and in the very meek. How come he's going abroad for all this? How is he funding it? And they thought, say, oh, say sometimes if it be friends, if it be relatives, if it be because of in goodwill. So people just they do things for at will. Let me just quickly go listen to Femi Adoshino talk. Then we'll go listen to Garba Shehu. Make you also hear what Garba Shehu talk about.
Like I said, he always had his medicals in London, even when he was not in office. So it was not about the time he was president alone. He had always had it in London. And then you have to be alive first to get certain things changed or corrected in your country. If he had said, I'll do my medicals in Nigeria just as a show-off or something, he could have long been dead because there may not be the expertise needed in the country. But he needed to be alive to be able to lead the country to a point where we will have that expertise. So those who glibly talk of going abroad, they don't know that a man needs to be alive first before he can effect a change. I know the places where he stayed in London. There was a time he was in the High Commission for many months when he went on that 8 months medical vacation. Do you know that for about 3/4 or more of that period, he was in the High Commission? The apartment where the High Commissioner would stay. The High Commissioner moved to a smaller place, and the president was in the apartment of the High Commissioner for about 8 months. I also know other places where he used to stay in London, rented. That he had an apartment which was his own, I am not aware of. Because if he had that, he would have been there a couple of times and I would have been there. But I don't know a permanent place of residence to him in London. What was the second part of the question?
So also getting medical care, which we know is not cheap.
Getting medical care. Before he became president, he had always done his medicals in London, the same set of doctors. That was why he had to continue with them. Those who know his medical history, instead of going to people who have to start with him afresh. So he had always done his medicals in London, and he stayed with them all through his life. Was he the one paying? I doubt. President Buhari just needs to call anybody, the Dangotes, the Abdusalam, Bua, and all those, and they were obliged. This last trip he went, I know the jet of the person he went in. That's him. His children's school fees abroad. There was a time that there was plenty of furore over the schools the children were attending, that they were highbrow and they were expensive. When I went to meet him, I said, there's this noise online about the schools your children attend. What is the truth? How much do they pay? And all that. The president said, I do not know. It's my friends that pay it. He said, go and see Modi. Modi is the wise brother. He said, go and see Modi. Modi will give you the details of the schools and those who pay. He was a man of goodwill. And almost anything he wanted, his friends would supply. I'll say Muhammadu Buhari, the boss, and my friend. Because in all of 8 years that I served him, I didn't see him as a boss. Neither did he see me as a
All right, so
subordinate.
that's now waiting Inge to talk about the matter. Then earlier today, too, Garabashew himself too been there for an interview with Arise Television, and something interesting happened for inside that interview. So the presenters for Arise Television been asked a question as it get to do with waiting be the thing we've been happen for inside the villa during that period where EndSARS protests been happen. So waiting be the mood for inside the villa. right? And first of all, before then, he had even done the answer questions very excitedly, speaking, I think, nostalgically about President Muhammadu Buhari. But when he got to that question about EndSARS, it be like said it didn't take him aback small. Perhaps he didn't see that coming. And then eventually he responded and said, well, I'll let you in on the response. But one thing where it be say can declare to a lot of people and say, remember, say that administration be don't constantly talk, say really nobody died for inside Lekki toll gate that period. So one thing where this interview today make clear and I say truly people died for inside the incident because that's what I could decipher, I could take home from what Garabashihu said today on Arise Television. He admitted that indeed people died on channel what do you call on Lekki toll gate at the day of that incident. But rather in the talk, say not be just on one side. Say people die for the side of the Nigerian government based on the fact, say security agencies die, and then people also die. Some other people them also die. But then, well, people don't they wonder say, wait. Remember how strongly Nigerian government deny the death of anybody during that incident. Well, just go watch the interview keenly, carefully.
What were the conversations you were having with him? What was the mood like in the villa at the time as you, as his assistants and advisors surrounded him? Can you just let us into his state of mind and his headspace during that period of the protests?
Well, it's difficult for me to provide a further insight than you probably have had yourself. But EndSARS would have been welcomed, knowing Buhari. If it was a grievance issue, and I don't deny that there were grievances. And that you could see that the government responded from the beginning with offers, not only of a dialogue, but concessions, including, for instance, the dismantling of the SARS, which had generated all of the anger and the atrocities that were being. I think the problem then came when it became a law and order issue. I mean, you are there in Lagos, you saw all of the vandalism that was carried out, the attack on law enforcement, and the arson and the murder. So at that point, no responsible government would have folded its arm to say, let it go on. I think that it was necessitated by the fact that EndSARS, which had noble origins, became hijacked by elements that were subversive.
Was he angry about it? Was he, disturbed by it?
No leader would say that they were not disturbed when law enforcement has become a big challenge. As I said, the police assets were being burnt, Lagos state government, federal government assets, and all of that. And of course, the lives of innocent citizens, as was to be later established, had also been lost. So President Buhari could not have been happy with that. He wasn't. And we hope that there is never a repeat of that incident again in this country.
That is definitely something that many people join you in hoping that we never see. Not so much that we never see protests. I think protests are naturally a healthy part of a democracy, but we never see protests being put down. Of that sort.
That's correct. Of course. That's correct.
Yes.
So a couple of things. I don't know if you were with him on the day Goodluck Jonathan called him to concede and he knew he was going to be the best president. Can we go through the feeling, or did he talk to you about it afterwards? And secondly, I also want you to give us a clue of what transpired in the villa on the morning after when those kids were killed at the toll gate.
When
the kids were killed at the toll gates, the young people were killed at the toll gates, when there was that shooting at the toll gates, the mayhem that ensued. So, but at first, tell us if he ever recounted you the feeling of when Goodluck Jonathan called him and said, Mr. President, I concede to you, you're going to be president and all of that. And also tell us, was there a feeling after, the morning after, when people were shot at the toll gate?
Well, let me say that these two obviously are related.
Yes. No, it's just a high and a low.
Was I with him
I'm trying to pitch a high and a low.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Well,
Aha. So you saw that delay, right? You hear the way we say delay before you answer. Make you go answer the rest before we get to other conversations. Because as I talk to you right now, Northern has done the blast president. Former governor of Anambra State, Peter Obi, say, why you not attend Buhari burial? Why you not attend? But we're coming. We're coming to that. Let me play you the remaining part of that interview.
The telephone call was between two of them. I was not in their I was not in his presence when it happened, but generally we were around as a campaign team, and that period was soaked in tension, because, as you obviously would recall, there were moments when, our pulses were elevated, and they feared that things could go wrongly. For instance, the disruption of the presentation of the reports at the International Conference Center, and then the Orubebe incident and all of that. Clearly, in the campaign, there was a sense that something was about to happen. In fact, fears were that probably people were seeking to disrupt the process and lead to the overthrow of the democratic government in the country. Militaries could seize power and stop Buhari's inevitable victory. So therefore, when President Jonathan graciously put that call, it eased all tensions and things calmed down. And I think that single incident also, because at some point you could say that there was anger in the campaign on both sides. That thing calmed down everyone. And that, I think, it paved way for the decency leading to the handover and that characterized the succession between the two leaders. Please, on EndSARS,
the second one, yes.
I want to be excused. I have no details. The second part, it was a sad period for the country, losses on both part of the law enforcement, and from the report we read, civilian people were. So therefore, I have no details other than what most Nigerians have read and seen from the investigation that was carried out by the government of Lagos State. I hope that, I pray that nasty incidents like that never happen again in the country.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
So you heard that. Now waiting, Garabashe will get to talk with that. Waiting, you think about the thing we get to talk. How is it that somebody who's a spokesperson to the president at that time was unaware of what really transpired and said he doesn't know, but the information he got? How is that possible? Say, he no really been get any information, as in straightforward. That means the president been know the things that will be they happen at that time. Could it be the reason why President Muhammad Buhari later, after the con, when they asked him for an interview about the EndSARS, he said, "You mean the youth who wanted to kick me out of office?" Could it be the reason he said that? Because if his handlers had told him the truth of what transpired, could he perhaps had looked at that incident of EndSARS that way he looked at it? That's a question where a lot of people they ask. Because how possibly they say, then tell them truly waiting they happen, then give them feedback on waiting they happen, and then truly income begin make this kind of comment. So this just shows, I don't know, but people think, say, maybe truly it just shows, say, people where they handle or the president's handlers generally, they know they in tune with waiting they happen with the president, or they need to let them know exactly the kind of things and way they happen. All right, let's begin with the burial of President Muhammad Buhari very quickly, because lots of footages and videos and photos also day for us to look at. As I speak to you now, President Muhammad Buhari don't be laid to rest for inside in village for Daura for Katsina State. Now, it was a solemn moment as the lifeless body of the 82-year-old was brought out of a casket draped in sparkling green, white, green Nigerian colors and lowered into the earth at exactly 5:50 p.m. Nigerian time. Of course, in the presence of his children, family members, and associates. It was quite a moment to behold. But before we get to the burial proper, some incidents that way BC happened here, and a convoy of people will be the for the burial. So this na convoy of vehicles we will be go for the burial. So you see that, massive convoy of people traveling. passers-by responding to also
Allah ya ji kansa, Allah ya gafarta masa, Allah ya kyautata namu ƙarshen. Kai tsaye daga karamar hukumar Mashi inda aka wuce da gawar Janar Muhammadu Buhari, ga mutane na an fito ana ta dubawa, akwai masu mai addu'a neman rahama gun Ubangiji, wasu ma mutane suna ta kuka bakin titi don jimamin wannan rasuwa tasa. Muna roƙon Allah Ubangiji ya gafarta masa, ya kyautata namu ƙarshen.
All right, so quite a lengthy convoy, but we'll leave that now. We go to also other conversations concerning the burial, especially when the body being they arrive from the airport early today.
Green, white,
as
green Nigerian flag have been brought down there by officers. Of course, don't forget that apart from being a soldier, as his position as a former head of state was the Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of the Federal Republic.
Yes, they also get to decorate the place or the casket, or put all those military stuffs on top of in body, because say just like the person who basically talk the commentary be the talk, he wasn't just the past president, he was also the former military head of state. So they get to give him indeed a state burial, and you can see that for current president Bola Ahmed Tinubu that he was receiving his body here. So he be the receive in body here. That's not the footage of when Ibise President Bola Ahmed Tinubu being the receive in body after Ibise he arrived from UK down straight to Nigeria. Let's see if we can get more footages of some of those events and waiting happen, and people then will be see being did event, because a lot of people also came to the event. Don't forget that Atiku Abubakar was there. A lot of people were there. But before I get to that, people now know they also blast Peter Obi, say why he no fit attend President Muhammadu Buhari burial. But later on, you will now come and start requesting for northern votes. Should you come and beg us for votes, but ordinary burial you could not attend. We'll get to that. We'll get to that shortly. But just bringing you more footages from the burial, so that some more footage. And the burial proper don't take place, and I will try to also get in at the burial videos proper, so that I will see as them eventually lay to rest, and President Bola Ahmed Tinubu
so
also pay
President Muhammadu Buhari's body has arrived in Katsina. This is Omar Musa Yar'Adua Airport, Katsina. His body is being wrapped with the Nigerian flag. Of course, he was the former president and also a former military head of state, hence why all these ceremonies going on. Shortly they will be departing to his hometown in Daura, where he will be laid to rest according to the Islamic rites. Yes, they will be departing shortly, bringing you more updates soon.
Okay, all right. You got to hear this. You got to hear this about his burial. I just thought to bring you guys up to date, up to speed very quickly with everything we happened for inside the burial earlier today, so that in case you weren't able to see some of them across social media, so you can see some of them here. Make it for people follow up on the things and what happened for inside the burial earlier today. That's the essence of this, to bring you a comprehensive report of things we play out for the burial earlier today. So the wife also and the family were being, the president's being talked to them earlier today. All right, so that's there you have it there. Some of the things, or some of the footages for inside the burial of late President Muhammad Buhari earlier today for inside Daura, Katsina State, where BC then been Liam to rest. Let's see if we can get some more. So here, yeah, the God of Brigade then get to sing some song. Till we meet again. So you can hear that in the background. So this is giving him the last respect, and of course, full state burial like that, and people just the President Bola Ahmed Tinubu for honoring him and helping, make sure get a very beautiful burial. Okay, so all right, so eventually the body don't lead to rest, and of course that was before President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, his family members, and other dignitaries will be attend the event earlier today in our Katsina State. Move on so that's it. The President Bola Ahmed Tinubu paying last respects to President Muhammad Buhari, and that's Buhari's son. You can see him there. Yeah, Buhari's son be that one, and see President Bola Ahmed Tinubu here. Practically paying last respect. Apologies, I couldn't get hold of most of those footages on time, so he was seated. That's it. And they actually buried him very close. According to him, just by the side for the spot where he be saying like to sit down most times for in compound. He did the corner of a compound where he like to sit down. At the end, I be say then bury him at the end of the day. So a particular spot where NBC in like to stay. They did the spot where say like to stay in a DNA then bury him because they just felt like okay, I mean that's one of his favorite sports, so why not? So that will lay him to rest for one of his very favorite sports for and where he like to stay. That's it, ladies and gentlemen, and that's it about late President Muhammad Buhari's funeral rites as it take happen for inside Daura, Katsina State. And while the president don't die, go, and they don't bury him, he's still rest in peace today. Politics still continue, and Nigerians still continue to play politics because he does the one that say this kind of politics, because immediately they never even bury President Muhammad Buhari finish, God forbid. Then now we don't start with politics. Now here Arewa youths don't they provoke, they vex, say say so Peter Obi no come President Muhammad Buhari burial. Now so people just dey talk say wait. In come burial and go to see to the come visit. In not come again to na problem. Now, this is what Northerners are saying. So this northern influencers, don't they threaten Peter Obi say, Shebi you know come, but by 2027 you go come ask us for your vote, Abi. Okay, when that time reach, make we see how you will get our vote. Now, a lot of people don't they react to this conversation. I really love to take your opinion on it. He says Peter Obi didn't attend President Muhammad Buhari's burial. This is the same man who expect Northerners to hand over Nigeria to him. Let's see how he plans to become president without our vote. Oh, wow. So you're trying to say that without the vote of Northerners, Peter Obi cannot become president of Nigeria. And now Nigeria has got to talk. Excuse me. When you say Northerners, do you speak for only Fulani Northerners? Or you speak for houses, or you speak for the other ethnic groups? Remember, say there are different ethnic groups for inside North. Not the only Hausa, not the only Fulani. Then get different ethnic groups. So you want to say among all the ethnic groups for inside North, Peter Obi no fit gather votes. We go reach him to at least get pass mark. We go make him win the election. If it be say people like you perhaps no agree vote for him. Could that be? Could it be that now waiting people don't they talk now, and that's now the next clamor? So why is Peter Obi a soft target for people? Why is it easy to always speak on them for anything when you do or when you no do? Now only I'm be the person when be say don't get interest for presidency when no ever visit or when no come for this burial. That's a question where people they ask. I really would love to take your thoughts and opinion about what Northerners are saying. Could it be that they are right to be angry that Peter Obi did not attend the burial of President Muhammadu Buhari? As person as a president, I want him to be president. It's not like President Muhammadu Buhari and Peter Obi share the personal relationship. No, they do not get any personal relationship per se. So people they wonder say, did he even have the pass to attend the burial? And another thing where people come to talk, perhaps Peter Obi is trying to be a bit careful. That another sentiment. For instance, say if he attend the burial, now people go say, okay, say all of them are the same thing. They wine and dine with all of them. So all of them are birds of a feather. Just like Shawore will say that all of them are birds of a feather. So all of them, they wine and dine together. So all of them are the same thing. That now one question where some people go ask, or one statement where people fit, some part of the people will fit talk. While others will say that, is it really necessary? Is it really necessary? Peter Obi's presence, what difference would he have made in the burial? And people for no still misinterpret and say in the desperate. Remember, I said just last week in the church function where he be say go because of say serve food for the function. People be done the use and the insult her, the lambaster, they talk saying they're desperate, that this is another level of desperation. So if he be say in can finally can attend the burial gong, would it not also be misinterpreted as another desperation? This is not question where people they ask. If they say he attend the burial, people for not see him as another level of desperation, not be waiting there for see him as. So does it make any difference if whether or not Peter Obi attend the burial? That's a question where people they ask. Nigerians don't they react to this conversation across all platforms and don't they talk say, well, do we really need this set of Northerners for us to win, for anybody to win election in Nigeria? And some people say, even you Northerners also need people from other sections of the country to win election. So stop threatening people like you're the people who you're the owners of all votes. Not be me they talk all these ones, so now Nigerians they talk. I'm say, not gonna need threaten people like saying only on and get all the votes them. Other Nigerians too go need them. After all, Nigerians voted overwhelmingly for Umaru Musa Yar'Adua, and Southeast also voted for him very well, overwhelmingly. So, irrespective of the fact, say in be from that part of the country, why do we always have to divide ourselves like this? That's a question we see some people they ask. And see, talking about the burial of President Muhammadu Buhari, we hear say President Umaru Sissoko of Guinea-Bissau and Niger Republic Prime Minister, all of them being there for the burial earlier today. They are among the dignitaries who attended the funeral rites of late former President Muhammadu Buhari today, Tuesday, in Daura, Katsina State. Now, the remains of Mr. Buhari were conveyed to Nigeria by the Vice President Kashim Shettima and the Chief of Staff to the President, Femi Gbajabiamila. Now, of course, the remains were brought aboard a Nigerian Air Force flight 001, which touched ground at the Umar Musa Yar'Adua International Airport around 2 p.m. today, Tuesday, and of course, eventually taken to Daura, Katsina State for burial. And there's some details of this burial we would like let us know. President Muhammadu Buhari as he died, and when he said the burial, of course. Now, Sunday around 3 p.m., Naib Bisa will hear about his death on Sunday, and he died at the age of 82 years old. And around 2 p.m. today, Naibisi body reached Katsina State. A military honor guard stood at attention as the casket dripped and dignified rather was received by family members, close associates, and top government officials. Now, the government, though steeped in protocol, was deeply personal for many present, or that particular moment. As a matter of fact, the president or vice president of Kashim Shettima led the federal delegation from the UK, responsibility handed over to him by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. No be waiting on a column undertaker, no. Now, the president himself had arrived earlier in Katsina and stood alongside Governor Diko Umarada as they received the body of, a man who decades loomed large in Nigeria's political and military history. Also present was the First Lady, Senator Oluremi Tinubu, joining others what became national moment of reflection and farewell. Once the ceremony formalities were over, the casket was quietly laid or loaded into a horse. Now, the convoy up with the horse then departed to Daura by road, a deliberately intimate decision, perhaps echoing the late president's preference for simplicity and closeness to his roots. So the streets along the routes were lined with mourners, whom, some of them were in tears, others in silent prayers, and in Daura, preparations were already on ground, of course, for Islamic burial rites for him, and that happened from the early days as a military ruler in the 1980s to his two-term civilian presidency between 2015 and 2023. Buhari's legacy remains a subject of debate and devotion. But on this day, across political lines and ideological divides, Nigerians gathered to say goodbye to whom they call Megaskia. And you remember that someone had said that on social media that they call him this Gaskia as somebody who is very honest and who always says the truth, and that's why they call him that. May the soul of our late president rest in peace. Atiku Abubakar, Chibika Amici was there. In fact, Nigerians have not let Chibika Amici rest because of the way he dressed go the event. You do remember that Chibika Amici he get a chieftaincy title for inside Daura, Katsina State, right? And because of that, people, the way he cladded in his, I think chieftaincy attire, and people just told him, say, this one campaign strategy and all of those. But that didn't matter. They were all part of those who at least escorted the late president and laid him to rest. Okay, so let's get into politics very proper right now. Phone lines are open, by the way. I'd love to take your thoughts and reactions on the conversations that we're having tonight. I see all your reactions. I'm going to come to them. Okay, so phone lines are open. So before we begin to take your phone lines, getting into politics. Now, a youth group in the African Democratic Congress, ADC, has warned that Peter Obi's plan to lead the ADC coalition, if he does not get the party's presidential ticket, could destroy his political career. That is, if he end in political career. Because of why? Let's read further. Now, a statement issued on Tuesday and signed by Comrade Abayomi Bello of the ADC Youth Vanguard said that if reports of Obi's possible exit are true, it would be a wrong move. We doubt that Mr. Tanko actually has Peter Obi's mandate to say what he said. That's what he said. Now, we believe that Mr. Obi has built a strong image as a leader who stands for principle, youth empowerment, and putting the country first. They said, quoting the coalition of personal ambition, that quitting the coalition, rather, based on personal ambition, could go against everything Obi represents. Why would he go everything against everything Obi represents? Obi said he's in the coalition and he would run. Did he say he's in ADC? That's a question that many would ask. Did he say he was an ADC? And then why would it be something that would end his political career? That's what question many would be asking. Now, the group also reminded Nigerians that Peter Obi has moved between political parties several times in the past, according to them, from ABGA to PDP to Labour Party, and leaving ADC now could make people to start seeing him as just another politician looking out for himself. They said coalition needs patience, teamwork, and sacrifice. Okay, and no equity, fairness, and justice, or at least fairness. Because if, okay, let's go further. If Mr. Obi leaves ADC coalition, quoting them further, if he leaves ADC coalition too soon, he may lose the trust of his supporters, weaken alliances, and disappoint young Nigerians who already feel frustrated by divided opposition. So he said, instead of leaving, or the group advised Obi to stay and lead within, from within. He should stay in ADC and lead from within. Now, he should mentor young leaders, help shape the party's direction, and build something that will last. That's how true political legacies are created. Anything else could lead to political isolation. That's what they want. Now, this conversation is very interesting because people now don't they look and like say, could it be that already it because the people don't react to this conversation like say the people will put up this talk don't already they make up their mind say it be like say P2B no go get, they're already speaking as though they are aware that P2B is unlikely to get the party's ticket, so he should not do anything that will ruin his political career should he not get it. Then why should the party's ticket go otherwise? But again, I haven't heard Peter Obi get angry over another Southerner getting the ticket. The bone of contention here is if the ticket goes to the North, not if the ticket comes to the South to someone else but him. It is if the ticket goes to the South, to the North rather. So if the ticket does not go to the North but comes to the South and somebody else from the South gets the ticket, does it matter? Does it matter? And do you think P2B will still live? And for P2B supporters, do you think that you lose confidence in P2B should he leave the party because he didn't get the ticket? Or should he just remain in the party to ensure that, because of making it be like, say, in don't to move from one political party to the other? But if there's somebody who has moved from one political party to the other, even Atiku Abubakar don't move from more political parties than him, P2B, if you look at their both political history, if we talk on that ground now. Remember the different political parties. I mean, let's start from Abiola's time. Even with this new democratic dispensation, he, Atiku Abubakar, within from the 1999 to 2013, he was in PDP while he was with Obasanjo, as he was a vice president. But from 2019, 2014, he left PDP to APC. In fact, now him lead them, Chibika Amechi and the rest of them, will form that coalition, that NPDP, where them vex, Bukola Saraki, them and co. He was part of those who led them, and they left PDP to APC. And his anger for leaving at that time was because why? That the North has only had 2 years in the present democratic dispensation. And that they won't be fair for Jonathan to contest again after doing 6 years. That means he'll be doing 10 years. So that for fairness and equity, power should return to the North. And that's why he left them. He did not just leave because he was going to support a Buhari. No. He left to actually contest the presidential ticket of APC with Buhari. If you remember, he left to contest the presidential ticket of APC with Buhari at that time. He contested with Buhari. Unfortunately, he lost to Buhari. So when he lost to Buhari, he continued in the party a little bit. 2015, 2016, he began preparing himself. He come back again to the same PDP. And after coming back to PDP, because the party thought they were unfair, according to them, by not giving a northerner ticket after southerner don't do, about waiting resemble 2 terms because of the demise of late Umar Musa Yar'Adua, they now had to make sure that only northerners contested for the primaries in 2019, that Peter Obi became his vice presidential candidate. So only northerners contested for that primaries in 2019. Only northerners contested. So they make sure say no Southerner, no matter your ambition, contest for the primaries for 2019. This one was more like to appease the Northerners, make them know say, then get them for mind. And at the end of the day, he won the election. He won the primaries. He contested with Peter Obi. Even though say many talk say them win that election, and it was rigged against them. But somehow he didn't fight for it, and that rigging remained. Now so President Buhari used come back for second term for inside office. He was in PDP. He lived the same. In fact, I don't even want to talk about. Oh, by the way, he did not even state. Remember that he also contested. Is he ACN? Abi? Within that period, I think during Omar Musa Yar'Adua's presidential election and that time, and Jonathan's tenure, he contested again. So if Atiku Gofi don't move from different political parties, who actually be Peter Obi will go move to different political parties? That's not the question. And do you guys think that this statement by this youth vanguard of the ADC, that if Peter Obi leaves to another political party, it will bring about his downfall? It will ruin him politically. It will mean a political demise for him. Do you think it is correct? If that is correct, then what should he do? That means he may have no choice but to remain in ADC if he not get the ticket, or to now be a vice president to Atiku Abubakar. And if he be a vice president to Atiku Abubakar, a lot of people they talk and now say nobody will don't become vice president will be say end up for anything. Atiku Abubakar, since he become vice president, he's been struggling to be president. And then Oshibajo, we all know how it ended with Oshibajo. Where they call him ice cream seller and all that. And then, you don't see Oga Shetima as he be like this now. So do you think that a lot of people also believe, say, oh, if Peter Obi joins, supports Atiku Abubakar as vice president, is actually a very easy way out for him to get tickets immediately after Atiku Abubakar in 2031. So that one, another one. So do you think that it will be easy at that time? And you think that the opposition will just sit quiet and wait for them to collect the ticket, just like that? These are questions where people they ask, and we really can't answer most of those questions. But people don't they look at like say, could it be that indeed the game where they play right now for inside the coalition now, they get towards ensuring that Obi does not get the ticket? Because according to if waiting people don't talk and insiders and other people don't talk about the coalition and true say Atiku actually put together this coalition. I mean, everybody they call them Atiku-led coalition. Atiku put together the coalition, and Atiku sponsored to get the ADC party. That is, he paid to acquire that party so that they go use them as a vehicle to move. So if Atiku perhaps galvanized everybody way day inside that place now, all these people where Atiku galvanized based on a personal relationship with them, do you think that they will look at Atiku finish and not say, okay, after galvanizing us, we'll carry ticket, give somebody else? This is politics. Now him gather everybody together. Him go gather everybody finish, then come carry the ticket, give somebody else in supposed subordinates. And Peter Obi to go get the will to even challenge Atiku at all. You don't remember what Dr. Catch said here. By the way, he's coming back again this week. What he said the last time he came, that Peter Obi never wanted to contest against Atiku Abubakar. That he only contested because he was practically pushed to contesting. He felt that, no, I cannot contest against my Oga. So, it's really very confusing. Then where do we continue from here? And we also did say something that the demise of President Muhammad Buhari may also lead to a major shift in politics in Nigeria. Remember we said that it may lead to a very major shift. So what do we think can likely happen with the ADC? And then for the supporters, you guys really think that, oh, it's all over for Peter Obi if he goes ahead with joining any other political party apart from ADC? Remember, see, he never even joined the ADC yet. So what he's just doing is coalition. He said that he's still an active member of the Labour Party. He's not left the Labour Party. So he's still a member of the Labour Party. He never collect card for inside the ADC yet. So if he never collect card for the ADC, then this youth vanguard, when they tell and say, make him no leave the ADC, make him no leave the coalition, why are they telling him? not to leave? Why are they telling him not to leave a party that he's not yet a member? These are questions. Or is it that they know something that others don't know? Or is it that these now political sponsored youths where they sponsor to talk where be say go perhaps spoil Peter Obi mind and just make them look like say, oh, because of my personal integrity, let me not take this decision so that they will not use it against me and tell me that I don't have integrity again. Remember, could it be a mind game? This is a question where people they ask. Could it be a mind game, like a trap, to just play a mind game on Peter Obi so that in case he gets such a plan, where of course people don't talk, he himself don't talk, say no matter what happen, he go day on the ballot box. So if he gets that plan and to leave, especially because of say he no get the ticket, make him no say he no go fit, he go bad for him. Make him begin think and make him begin prick in conscience. Say, oh, I don't want Nigerians to see me differently. Could it be that? So there's a lot of politicking going around right now. And Nigerians are just, they wonder which direction where things go. But there's something I can tell you for free. A lot of things go change, go happen, and new things go be revealed as to the proceed for inside the political landscape for inside Nigeria within the next couple of days. Major shifts will happen, major things will happen. We never know yet, but things go happen because ambitions arrived. People get plenty ambition, and these ambitions, then, of course, you know how people where ambitions and plenty, how it will take be. I would love to take your calls and reactions. I need to jump on something this evening, and that's why I had to start very early. So I'd love to take your calls and reactions. Let me know what you think about these conversations. Phone lines are open. You can call the WhatsApp number 0817-029-4077. That's the WhatsApp line to call. That is, yes, that's it here. Or you join the link on the pinned post directly, and the link will bring you straight into the studio. Yes. The link will bring you straight into the studio, right? And or you call the WhatsApp line 0817-029-4077 to joining on the conversation. Quite interesting times to have in politics. We're still hoping and waiting to see what will play out at the end of the day. And again, whether or not INEC will also register these parties, then will EBC would look at them registering? It's INEC likely to register these political parties? That's another question again. Do you think that the present administration will actually give INEC the go ahead and the support to register the political parties? These are questions, and issues that people did raise concerning the matter. Hello, good evening, and welcome.
Hello, Precious.
Sir?
Yeah, how are you?
I'm fine. I got Tony Chukudi. You're welcome,
Tony
sir.
Chukudi, yeah.
You're welcome, sir.
Yeah. Yeah. So, you see, I don't know why Peter Obi fall to this trap of a thing.
So he wouldn't have joined the coalition?
No, the way it's going. In as much as Dr. Kachi was trying to make it look good, but it seems something is fishy. There is something going on there.
Mm-hmm.
There is something going on there because Atiku wants to run.
Yes.
And Atiku will never stop. But one thing Atiku should know is that if he tries to run, Tinubu will win. And there are some other people who wants Tinubu to go out, no matter anybody that comes, whether from north, but they want Tinubu out. That is not the game. That shouldn't happen. So there are so many things where I was listening, and I listened to the former listing. Some of them we are talking. Why should Atiku run? If not for anything,
in fact, some people it's even amazing to see that people, some of you obedience are also saying that Obi should go ahead and be a vice to Atiku. It doesn't matter. You should go ahead to be a vice to Atiku. That's the best. That's his best shot for now. That's a question. That's the question.
Now, see how this thing goes. Yeah, immediately Obi becomes a deputized Atiku. If there is any mistake in that Atiku's, let's say 4 years or who knows how many years Atiku will be there, that with all these things they are saying is an agreement. If there is, it's just like Osibanjo coming to run. Do you think that many people will look at Osibanjo? Because what the negative most people have towards the Buhari's government, which Osibanjo was the vice.
Oh, so it will not look like you will be the vice where they their things they go wrong, you don't do anything.
Yeah,
so what did you do? So you want to come and tell us that you're different from your guy?
Yeah.
So it's just like Shetima coming to run now.
Yeah. So in most cases, it's just like like Shetima. Do you think that Shetima will get even a single vote? No, look at it. Do you think that Shetima will ever get a single vote if Shetima comes to run and tell us that he's... What happened to... Do you know the reason why Harry was the deputy vice president America, Biden?
Yes, Kamala Harris.
Kamala Harris. It was only one question they asked her. What is different between you and Biden?
Unfortunately.
During the debate.
Unfortunately.
And that is what knocks her out. That's the reason why. So people should be careful what they are saying. If Atiku goes there and Peter Obi deputized her, anything that happens, and being Nigerian system, the way Nigerian system of government is, that anybody that is a vice president or a deputy governor is more or less a sleeping dog there. Even in some, I think it was who said it. I think the is he not the brother of Baba Ahmed or something? Was saying that it's even difficult for the vice to see his boss. It didn't happen during Jonathan. So why should somebody be talking instead of Peter Obi to be vice? Let him quietly respect himself and go back to Onitsha and just quiet and sit down there and eat Ofakwan up and then let there be peace.
Are you serious? But why?
Yeah, of course. So why would he do that?
So do you also think that it will affect his image if he leaves ADC, if he leaves the coalition when he doesn't get the tickets?
You see, you just explained the whole thing here now. If Dr. Catch your, I always forget his name the way.
Dr. Catch,
if he's here, if he's here, and then put that question across to him, because Atiku spends the money. Atiku's coalition, you can see the name they tag.
Atiku's led coalition.
And Atiku remove the Atiku and put it opposition-led coalition. Why must it be Atiku-led coalition? It's just like Kenneth Okonkwo that is saying that it has to. It can come from anywhere as long as there is support. Even if somebody from Yoruba can still defeat Tinubu, as long as the Nigerians and some other top position back the person up, the person even from Southwest can still defeat Tinubu. Even somebody from Lagos. So why are they calling articulate the coalition? Okay, if Atiku spends all his money, bringing all these people, paying for what is it called, the hotel, and the one thing that people should have in mind is that they don't know the capacity of Obi.
But do you think he really stands any chance, especially with what Northerners they do now? You hear what the Northerners they tell him?
I'm talking of capital.
Okay.
They should be very, very careful. Obi is an Igbo man. They should be very, very careful. They don't know. Majority of them don't know his worth. And not only that, if there is anything that has to do with if Labour Party can put themselves together, and the election before, most of the money came from the obedience. And there are millions of us who are in diaspora who can contribute, even if it's 10 pounds, it will go a very long way to beat the current president. Let them have this in mind. So when they are talking about the money, if everybody, the obedience in UK, obedience in Germany, if they contribute, let me put it $5 or $10 and send it back home to support the campaign, it will go a long way. And I'm sure they know it. That's why during the last election, they were fighting to stop it so that no money will come in. Because they know that money was coming in by the obedience. We were sending. So if Obi should, for me, I don't support that advice, because if anything goes wrong, and which in one way or the other might be, and Obi is not coming Obi is coming to make a kind of changes, a radical change in the system. That's why he's talking about the 4 years. He will make a radical change that when he changes, the next coming election, everybody will know what to do. And then another thing that I'm trying to suggest, I don't know.
Okay.
All this thing about the online like you have, I was just listening to the thing that you had with the AY about the local government
elections. Yeah.
So there are so many technology now, AI apps.
Mm-hmm.
Even if, as you are in Nigeria, you want to study things in Nigeria there.
Mm-hmm.
In the UK here, you register to study. That when you want to have your exam, you are there. If there is an email, as long as, or a link, as long as your name is in that link, you have access to it. It doesn't stop INEC. All the presidential candidates, they will get their name and create a code for each upload of every result, that they will get it in their system. They will create a portal that each person have to log in with their own name and password and see what the result there. Or if they have 10 presidential candidates, all of them will have a code, a password, or whatever. Even it can be 3, 4, 5 stages of security password, and they will go in, and then the moment they are being given it to, they can be told to change it and put whatever they want. Only them can know it. That's the way they do it in some places. They will give you and tell you the moment you get in, change it to whatever you want, and then you will change it, and then have it so that you won't say that somebody else have access to it, to the portal or to whatever. Now, if the INA can do that.
So wait, are you talking about are you saying this because of internet security for the IREV?
No. In a way. So what I'm trying to say is that because if they still upload the result, somebody is at the other end in charge of it, receiving it, can delete and can remove things. It's just like the way if you're in a WhatsApp group, somebody is the admin in a WhatsApp. So the person can remove things and take it and take. So in everything that is, there's somebody that is in charge who can remove and delete things if he doesn't want it. But if somebody has a kind of a code or something, it will be difficult the moment that person changes it, and the person can still have access to that. It will be difficult. It's just like the bank. In the moment the bank give you something and then they tell you to change it and put your own code, if you go to the bank, they cannot do anything because they will need that your code to be able to.
I totally understand it. So I personally, if it comes to most of the politicians, they are, as much as I should not have a candidate or preference, I feel like there's a lot some of these people are not doing, and some of these other candidates are already outsmarting them in some of those things that are not doing, without mentioning names of candidates here. Some of these candidates are already making use of AI and bots, just like one of our callers noted the other time, because I had to go research that. And they're already making use of that to ensure that they keep, in fact, even across social media and other platforms. You understand? So it's important that make everybody understand why they need to up their game, because it looks like this particular election is going to be bumper to bumper for everyone. But in terms of election rigging, I am sorry to blow your perhaps um to bust your bubble. I feel like if government wants to conduct free and fair election, they would, but they will barely do that. You heard what AI said. AI said that AY rather, he said that APC can never win any election in Nigeria free and fair, and they know that. So because they know that they cannot win an election without rigging, by what he said, based on his experience with them, since I'm not supposed to, have a side, right? I feel like every other political party contesting with them should have known what they are up to and begin to get ready and prepare to match them energy for energy. But I don't know whether I will see the rest of the political parties are docile or they're just too busy playing politics and they're not looking at the core things they should pay attention to. Because by now you should have been gathering yourself, equipping yourself, training your people, the people you need to train on different areas.
Because the reason there is because majority of them that you see, those that are supposed to push for that are in the upper house and lower house. Okay? And most of them can't do that because they feel that the money they are getting now is, they have this short sight in the sense that the amount of money they are getting blinds them from seeing the future. Just like what somebody said, that one of the senator, Abayomi, was saying that Nigerians should see that some of the senators don't have money. And that was a slap to me. It was a total slap. It's not that you don't have money. It's not that. It's only that when you keep on spending the money that the money that you collected from Nigerians, you banked, and then you keep on without having anything that you are doing as a politician. You left politics. If you have 10 bags of gari or 10 bags of rice, and you are not buying more, and you keep on eating that one, it will go down. Or if you are not cultivating more.
I agree. You cannot be eating from your savings now, and the savings will be increasing. Yeah. It's natural.
Yeah. So that's it. So what I'm trying to say is that they don't want to do those things that they're supposed
No. Because they know that thing they do it. You said you go do it in no go favor you. We've been through this route before now. So
they know. I understand what I'm trying to say is that because of what they are trying to, or they demand everybody, even what AY was saying about the rigging and the rest of what I'm trying to say is that if the people who are in charge, who can push it, let them go. When each person, when it comes to presidential election, they will give a code. And then when it comes to, you can't just jam pack everything together. Even if it's for the lower house, the Senate and the rest of them, you give them their own. The governorship, you create their own. The moment that election cycle finishes, you give yourself a time. Okay, let me give you an example. Like in Austria, where I lived, and then some part, I'm sure it's something in most part of, there are documents. You don't discard documents until after 7 years. Even if you go to a bank or an office, or even Western Union.
So because you may have need for them again.
Yeah. So, but after 7 years, it might move away from their system and goes into another system. So you might rush into an office and request for it. They will then tell you need to give them a time to consult another area where they will get it. Even with the GDPR, the moment a document, there is an amount of time they are allowed to hold somebody personal details of someone, and they're supposed to get rid of it in their system. Which the person, they give you a document to sign. After a certain period, that personal details of that individual will move away from that system or whatever. Now, what I'm trying to say is that after a certain period of time, the election, everything, when the dust settled, they should get rid of the whole thing and put it in their archive, in their back door archive, or in their whatever they have, and store it there in case of future references. But when they are having election, all these things are simple. The people that introduce them with the IRF or Porter and whatever, they can do it within a twinkle of an eye and just set it up. It's just an easy thing. And it will help. If somebody wants to go to court, you don't need INEC to give you something that you need to. You go and print it out yourself, and then it's with you. You have it.
All right, thank you, Gatoni Chukwudi. It's again, I feel like it's not like most of these people don't know what they should do. They know what they should do. But the reason why they are docile, I do not know. Because we have too much of bright minds and intelligent minds, especially good tech guys in Nigeria, for us not to know the right thing to do. But it's so unfortunate that it looks like we're not even ready to do those things. I appreciate you, my brother. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Right. All right. Nigeria's phone lines are still open. Let's just jump in on the conversation as fast as we can. You can join the studio. Just join the studio live. Yeah, you can join the live studio, or you call the WhatsApp line 0817-029-4077. That's the number. All right. 0817-029-4077. That's the WhatsApp line. Or you follow the link on the pin post and get straight into the studio to join the conversation. TY Danjuma, I saw you earlier. Where are you? TY Danjuma. TY Danjuma, let me talk to this person. Just hang in there. Let me speak with this person. Hello, good evening. Welcome. Hello, sir.
Yeah, good evening, Precious.
Hey, Daniel, how are you?
I'm fine.
What's in they happen, Daniel?
Nothing.
Go ahead. How is the North today? How's Borno State following Buhari's burial?
Yes.
Okay.
Just regarding to what the last caller said, whether they don't know about all this tech and all these things. Yes, a lot of people know about some of all these things. I can give you an instance of in one country. Let me tell the story in that way. In that particular country, there are some youths.
The country no get anymore.
Yes.
Okay.
There are some youths in which are very, very comes to technology. There is this particular person. There's no system in which he cannot say, okay, this is what information that he can get.
Okay.
These youths have a lot of information about every individuals that are voting in that particular country. And these youths, they went ahead and decided, okay, this is what they want to do for their country. They decide to, okay, at least each and every polling unit, they should have 3 persons there that should be able to man, snap, videotape. It's just like to open a dashboard. Immediately they snap the results sheet of that distance. They are there to collate such type of result of every polling unit with video evidence, including of each and every polling unit. So a lot of information and a lot of intelligent people are in that particular country. So people should not just feel that, okay, nothing is happening, but everybody knows how to place a particular card at a given time.
You know why? People are scared, Daniel, and you cannot underplay or undermine their fears because of what happened in the 2023 elections. Even after all the technology adopted for that election and the electoral reform that we had. So people just felt that, 2023 election will be, in fact, 2023 election and the election we get the most awareness for Nigeria. Most youths before 2023 election, and also say, especially youths within southern Nigeria, being get much interest for politics like they get for 2023 election. But with all that hopes we raise up for that 2023 election, see where it leads Nigerian some youth. So people felt devastated. And if we learned from that incident of 2023, it would have been good. Because after the 2023 election, it looked like the other elections after it even became worse. Do you understand? Do you understand? So because it looks like the other elections after it even became worse, it can't be like, say, as in, instead of us to progress, would they rather retrogress? You understand? So that now what make people don't they lose confidence, and that's why perhaps my brother Tony Chukudi, they talk with him, they talk, say, can't we just do something? People just want get hope. That's glimpse of hope to make sure say we get something where we do.
The problem is that almost everything where people just they do these days since that election of 2023 now towards 2027, they don't really focus on all these other small elections where still matter. Everybody just wait for that presidential election of 2027.
Say those small elections then go build people confidence well against 2027.
Nigeria go like that particular country where they tell you about. But the whole thing is saying now, each and every person, just like now when we started, they say, how we start if you meet Dr. Catch or if you get Dr. Catch
You go meet him. You go meet him. No worry, we'll go talk later. Go ahead.
You understand that kind of thing? But it's just that everybody just get your own faction, get your own section. Everybody just work different. Nobody know it. The whole thing no they even coordinated. You understand? And the whole thing, I don't blame anybody. Nobody trusts each other. Even though they say, okay, they be obedient for Nigeria, nobody trusts each other. Everybody just do it in their feet for corner. They wait for that particular day. So, the grace of God. Seriously.
All right. Thank you.
I share this person video with you.
Yes, you shared the video with me. I never get time to look at them. I've been terribly busy. Tomorrow. In fact, the reason I did not want to look at it, I was waiting for the day I'll have Dr. Catch, which will be either tomorrow or next. So that when I use them, then I will let them react to them. Exactly. So that's why I've not. But don't worry, I don't put them for archive. Corner. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Stay in touch. Bye. All right. T.Y. Danjuma, let's have you have your say.
Good evening.
Good night, T.Y. Danjuma. Very well, thank you. How about you?
I'm good. I'm good. We are in morning mood, have you?
Are we? Oh yes, we are. Yes, we are.
Okay.
So bad.
Yeah. Again, condolences to Nigeria and friends and family of our late president, Buhari, Muhammad Buhari. Let me just say there are not just trying to cast aspersion on his leadership and the current leadership. I think that if you go through the history of medical tourism by our past and present leaders, you would see that it's been a recurring destiny.
Including Buhari went under you. Including Buhari will get integrity. So I mean, it doesn't look like it's much of a big deal. Go ahead.
Yes, and it doesn't. It just that they're not willing to do anything about the addressing the health. Doing up one or two hospitals in Nigeria, where instead of spending all that resources, as tackled abroad, now it doesn't seem as is willing to do up one or two, maybe especially go and so on, which we have. So that we can save some of those monies that we have. Because if you put together the quantum of money that has been spent over the years since maybe IBB, when he used to go to France to treat his radiculopathy. And we hear from Garba Shehu that Buhari, even before he became president, head of state or so, used to go to the UK.
Absolutely. Yes, for treatment. And he had medical records there.
Yes. And then you have Yaradua, who also went abroad, died abroad. We have Abu Salami, who is there recuperating. We have Tunubu, who, I mean, we know the history of France and the UK. And then you remember that Dr. Wyas, also a former senior president, died over there, was sick for a long time, died over there. Ekuremadu is there, is in prison now just because he wanted to seek medical attention for the daughter, abroad. So and then you have governors and politicians who, at the slightest excuse, some of them, when they steal money, they use that as an excuse to run down to the UK for treatment. So you're wondering, why is it rocket science to do up one or two hospitals in Nigeria so we can save all those monies? So I don't understand if they are not looking at that. So when is that going to stop? When? I mean, the hospital where Bubu died, I hear is the largest private hospital in London and the most expensive. And if you look at the
But you
figure that
heard
has
what
been...
Garabashi who said, sorry, you heard what Femi Adesina said now, that it may be goodwill, other people are paying for it. But you know that as a retired president, as his former president, his medical bills and all that is, had to be taken care of by Nigerian government. You know that, right?
Yes, yes. I mean, I don't have a problem with that. But should we be paying all this money abroad in foreign exchange that we don't have? Yes, the government that is saying, oh, want to save forex and so on and so forth. All these monies, they should put them together over the years. I mean, it's enough to do up a couple of hospitals in Nigeria. I mean, why can't we do, maybe a short-term or middle-term plan where we can take these geographical regions and then make sure we equip them, and then have these things done. If you have to get specialists that you don't have in the hospital, you could get them in. That will save us money. So I don't understand. It's just like it's normalized. And they're spending and filtering away money, and those monies are not accountable. They don't account. I mean, nobody, goes into that to say, let us, see how much has been spent and let us know if they've been properly spent or properly accounted for and so on and so forth. So that's for me, that's a big issue that we have to address. Only Obasanjo addressed this, when he was president. And soon after, he commissioned it, those equipment disappeared. So it's sad. It's sad. This is.
I don't know if you remember how much that we budgeted for the State House Hospital during Buhari's tenure. That
Yeah, so
even
what's the point?
at some point came to tell us that there were not even syringes and some major equipment and all that.
I mean, these are wastages and leakages that we're talking about. Wasting money for nothing that would have gone, into more productive areas. So I mean, you think about the entourage, you think about, all. I mean, I'm not saying that we shouldn't give our leaders, good medical treatment. But who says that you can only get it get it abroad? Who says so that you can't get it here?
But they said if he had gotten treatment from Nigeria, he would have died a long time ago because they do know that we had.
Says who? Is it God?
Yes.
Says who? Is it God? How many times are you hearing that Obasanjo is going for treatment or Jonathan is going for treatment abroad? How many times? Or even Obi that is going for treatment abroad? I mean, come on, that's a lame man's excuse. Government exists to fix problems, to fix solutions. That's not an excuse why our hospitals are in dilapidated condition. It's not an excuse, and you vote money for them. Why do you have State House Hospital? Why do you have National Hospital in Abuja? Why do you have specialist hospital, all over the place? What's the point? That's not an excuse. If you go and investigate and say, okay, let us audit all these things if it's possible, you'll be amazed at how much, that would have gone there unaccounted for. But let me leave that. Let me just leave that issue because it looks like, the attraction is for people to just steal money and spend whatever they want, But let me leave that. Let me just talk about this issue of 2027 that we are talking about. It's sad that we have also left governance, and every day what we hear is people talking about 2027. Government is even distracted. They can't focus.
See what in do today when they come out trouble.
I mean, that is callous. How can we have an issue on the ground? You've declared money and you are talking about nonsense. But who do you blame? That's the impunity that we have in the country. That's what I'm saying. The impunity everywhere, and that's where I actually want to talk about. Because you see, the reason why this whole 2027 thing is election is like a big issue. In other places, it's not a big issue. But in Nigeria, it's a big issue because you have the power of incumbency. Okay, so, and the character of the incumbent matters. There's a difference, for instance, between a personality of Jonathan, who didn't see election as do or die. So, or Yaradua, who, according to Obi, said, listen, you must allow opposition to exist. So the character of the incumbent is that if you have an incumbent that is desperate, if you have an incumbent that is ready to manipulate the system to his own advantage, then it becomes, you begin to see the kind of thing that you are seeing. If people are sure that they will have a free and fair election, people will go out there and go and canvass for, votes and so on, and hope that the system will not be skewed, in favor of a particular person. So the whole issue that we have here is that people are afraid that, even if they win, they follow the law and they do all the best that they can. You still have a system that will be manipulated. The institutions will be manipulated. The law courts will be manipulated. The press and so on will be manipulated in such a way that information that is dished out will be skewed in favor of a particular person or a particular party. That's why we have all these issues going on. So what is the solution? The solution is not in having a constitution, because even as bad as the constitution is, there are still some good things in it. To implement that one is the wahala.
But people have often said this, that it's not as if we do not have a good constitution. That is not even the problem. We have good constitution. The problem is implementation of the constitution that we have.
That's it. That's the problem. That's the problem. There's no best constitution in the world. Even America, have had series of amendments in that constitution. Because there are certain things you don't anticipate. So when you get to that area where you begin to have, with development and technology and so on and so forth, there may be areas where, you need to rejig and, so that it can fit, the contemporary happenings. So you need to amend. But it takes a long process. So all those who are talking about constitutional amendment, what time do we have? And in any case, like you have said, who is going to amend it? Who is going to favor something that is going to remove him from power, or is going to make him not to come back?
That is going to do that. That is a bone of contention.
You are not going to manufacture angels from heaven to come and do this for you. So the problem, for me, as it is now, the solution where we get now the people. That's the only solution. That if people do the right thing and they are rigged out, the people should rise. It's been done in various other places in the world.
I think that quite a lot of other leaders, the opposition leaders, have also vowed same way, and they have said that. Sorry, I'm trying to get something in place that that this election will not be like the 2027 election will not be like other elections, because if anybody tries to rig the election this time around, they cannot get away with it. But the thing is, to what extent, to how much can we really stand on our ground, or how much can people stand on their ground, especially considering the fact that Nigerians usually we get scared unnecessarily. So once they shoot one or two bullets now, so I don't know if you saw the video I played about Garba response to EndSARS. Did you see that video about his
I saw it. And I saw the point where he was hesitant when certain questions were thrown at him.
God bless you. If at some point he had to say that he doesn't have information, how can you, the number one person who feeds information to the president, say you don't have information?
He was just conservative with the truth.
And then you were not saying according to the reports we got, or you were supposed to be at the head of that report as the person who should be major informant to the president. Go ahead, please.
Let me give you one example, and this is many years ago, and this is in Romania. When Nicolas Ceausescu, was there. You can also even take example from Ferdinand Marcos in the Philippines. But let me take Ceausescu, who was the president, of Romania for years. And then, there was this demonstration by the people against his government, and he called out the military, and they started killing people. But at some point, the military now said, we can't continue to, because the more they were doing, the more the people were coming, just like the French Revolution. And then the military turned and said, no, we are not going to do this again. These are our people. And they supported the people. And they changed the government. So the people have the power. It's because the 2023 election demonstrated to a certain extent that the people have power. Because there were areas where even money could not get the election for them.
At all. So that's why when people want to lose hope over the election, I just keep telling them that, there were things that we got right, or you got right during the election.
Yes. So that is enough encouragement to tell them that, the fact that some people are very, very jittery is because they are now seeing that, look, people are getting wise out. This will not be. There are people you will give money and they will say, keep your money. We don't want your money. Or they will take your money, pocket it, and they still do what they want to do. We're gradually getting to that point. And I think that the people who are going to rescue Nigeria is not these old politicians that we're seeing. It's not Obi and Atiku and so on. The people who are going to rescue this country are the youths. Once they stand and say, we no agree, then I think this.
Do you think that I would have actually agreed with you that that may be a thing, but the greatest fear I have is the current division we have, the ethnic division that we have, and it be like say that ethnic division they deliberately fund just to ensure say they deliberately divided, because I don't see why we have to hate each other unnecessarily the way we do.
You know why? You see, that's the side that you see, but you don't see the Yorubas that are supporting Obi that are ready to die for
Of
them.
course,
You
I
don't
do have.
see the. You don't see
Oh
the
no, I do.
Hausas.
No, no, no. I'm not talking about that. I do
Yeah.
know that there are lots of Yorubas who would even die for Peter Obi. I know that. I
Yes.
do know the number of them that also voted for him during the past elections. I know
Yes.
that,
Yes.
including
So
Hausas too. Including
yeah.
Hausas too.
So
I mean,
so
Ibrahim Abdulkarim who came here, is he not from Sokoto State also? So
yeah.
was he not here
So
talking
and
about
it applies. It applies to every other candidate. So those people realize that they have grown beyond those ethnic cleavages and jingoism that people fly. They know that they cannot be both. But what we are seeing now, with the level of suffering that we are seeing now in the country, and with the fact that there are people who are beginning to see that this ethnic thing, the reason why they are flying it is the losers. Those who do that are those who know that they cannot win in a free and fair election. So they go to all those things to say, oh, this person doesn't hate you. I mean, this person hates you. This person is this person that. So they do that. But it's if you look at the country, we have been on that trajectory for fairly a long time now. And people are beginning to be conscious with the level of education now gradually increasing, people and awareness, and they see the things that are happening all over the world. People are beginning to realize that those are cards that you play when you are a loser. In a free and fair election, some of those people know that they are not going to win. And so what they do is to whip up all those sentiments. It is up to those of us who are looking for a better Nigeria, those of us who see that we can't continue to do the same old things that are wrong and get good results. And this is now the time to do something differently. And then whoever we know, we see, that we think that is going to advance the cause of this country towards a direction that will make life better for every person. That's the person we'll go for, whether it gives you money or not. And until we realize that, I mean, our systems have gone down. Everything has gone down. Precious, what do you think? Can you imagine the level of desperation, despondency, and hopelessness that will make a human being leave Nigeria, go through the Sahara Desert, exposed to all the vagaries of weather and the danger in that place, and then try to go through the Atlantic, sometimes in a balloon? They virtually have surrendered their lives. So anything that happens, let it happen. What will make a human being think that way? That shows you how desperate, how hopeless they think, where they are or where they're coming from is. And they're ready to die, even if it means that they should die, let them die. Yet, we are talking about a country that has the resources. You can take Zamfara, for example, or Niger State, for example. Resources, enormous resources.
I agree with you. But going back to politics right now, with what the ADC Youth Wing has said, do you think that it means is that much of a political suicide for Peter Obi if he leaves ADC?
My opinion is, I'll tell you straight, no. You see, there are issues here that
He
for
has to
me,
take chances.
for me as a Southerner, that is offensive. You see, if we deny the South the right to finish 8 years, then this country, everybody had better go his own way. Because there is no excuse that you can give. It is the right of the South. I mean, I was just doing a computation here. Since independence, since 1960, we have had 10 heads of states or presidents from Nigeria, from the north. 10. You know, it's wrong for anybody to say, oh, let's start counting from 1979. Start from independence. 10. 10. Now you look at the from the north. Then you look at the west. You can count Obasanjo. You can count Shoneko. You can count Tinubu, Obasanjo twice. Then you look at the southeast. You can only count one. That's Ironsi for just a few months, right? So if you look at the entire system, you would see clearly that because our democracy is very fragile, this whole thing about shifting in, that's what they do in Switzerland. That's what they do in Tanzania, between the island and mainland. You will rule for a while, for a time. After your term, then it will shift to the other. So some balancing until we get to a stage or situation where those things no longer matter.
Will not matter like the US, where we'll begin to look at competence.
Yes, and it's doable. For instance, we have Abiola, a Muslim. We have Kingibe, a Muslim. Now, Abiola is a Muslim, but he's not one who panders to Islamic.
That election had wide support. It didn't even matter to people at that time.
Yes, because the two people, I know Kingibe personally. The two gentlemen that are involved are not people that will come and push ethnic this thing. They are not. Now, you may not like them, but they are not. So there was some confidence that people had in them. And irrespective of whether is a Muslim, there was no issue as we see today. So you can compare the two. Why is it that, because you can say, but we have had a Muslim this thing before. It didn't cause this kind of stir. People voted for them. People voted all over for Abiola. Even Northerners voted for Abiola more than they voted Tofa. Right? So you begin to wonder, why are we having this problem now, Muslim? Because we've tried it in the past and it wasn't really an issue and they won. It is because of the character, the way politics has now been played in Nigeria. That every little thing someone wants to begin to fly that religious and ethnic this thing. So I think that the survival of Nigeria today, as it is, our politics depends on the youth. It depends on the youth. It depends, and that people, those Nigerians who are in diaspora, have played very critical role in ensuring that this country is focused and directed to a place where it has to go. So yes.
See, why don't you? My person they talk say your voice resemble Good Luck Jonathan voice. But be like, say, just help me take small break. Make I talk to this person. He don't on the line for a while. Okay. Hello, good evening and welcome.
Yeah, good evening, Precious.
Sir.
How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. Welcome, sir. Go ahead, sir. So let's go straight on. Let's face the conversation of the coalition. First of all, Northern Youth, they threatened Peter Obi, say, in no come President Buhari'r burial. So for that, say they no go vote for him for 2027. And then ADC Youth Wing, they also tell him talk, say, make him not even try that thing we won't do to leave the coalition if he no get the tickets. Because if he do a political suicide in the commit. So go ahead.
Yeah. So what I'm trying to say is this. I just want to say in 3 areas. One is that the northern area, they don't understand what they're saying about Obi not coming for the burial. You know, so that doesn't mean. So and again, another thing I wanted to touch is this. When they're talking about the death of ex-president, please, is it because of this Buhari? Can we remember the people that died in EndSARS? What is their names? Did any person's name be published? How about the people that died in Benue?
Can you help me reduce the volume of your listening device? You can hear that whole back so that we can hear you better. Go ahead.
Then did we hear?
So are you trying to say that all lives should matter here?
Yeah. So what I'm trying to say is this. I want to ask you a question. Please, you can help me. What can we do so that Nigerians in diaspora can be participating in voting? Hello?
Okay, so that question where you ask me now, answering your question, even though say I no be INEC chairman, but INEC chairman himself don't carry mouth talk and talk, say then they work on diaspora voting. You understand? Say in don't transmit some electoral amendments go give National Assembly. And part of what's inside that amendment now to accommodate diaspora voting. That's not part of the things we did here. Yes.
Okay. So another thing is that I want to say what Prince Chinaka said. I believe in what Mr. Prince Chinaka said last time. That if Mr. Peter Obi agrees in vice president, that is a political suicide. Honestly, his career in politics is over.
If he does vice, so which one when you go do now? We go sweet on now. On one breath, if he do political, if he join, what did they call him? If he become vice president, he don't kill him political career. On the other breath, ADC people they tell and say if you leave because of say you don't get the presidential ticket, it also commits political suicide. Which one way the man go do? We go come good for people like this.
No. There is no point of that. Is a threatening statement. The best one there. If Peter Obi did not get the ticket as a presidential candidate of this ADC, he should left that ADC. Even though that Peter Obi did not contest this election, Nigerians have already known. People will be in the history, in time to come, everybody will be saying, had it been that Peter Obi was a president, and these people know why they don't want Peter Obi to come there. Because what Peter Obi will do in these 4 years will surprise Nigerians and these elite politicians. So that is why they don't want him to be there. Take it or leave it. So it is better that Peter Obi did not even participate. If he did not see any platform that will accommodate him to be a presidential candidate, it is better that he did not participate than taking vice president. Because if you take it, Atiku will still fail. Atiku will still fail 100%. We know. And that is Obi have failed. So, I'm telling you.
So if Obi runs under Atiku will still fail. That's what you're saying.
Atiku will still fail. Take it from me. I'm telling you, my friend from Kano, a very good friend of mine, he told me that if Obi attempted to, even the father told him that if Obi attempted to take vice president, that is the end of Obi's career. That even his father from Kano, his father told him that he supported Obi to be the president. So Atiku is not.
So who are the Northerners that say will never vote for Peter Obi now?
Yeah, that is the you're supposed to know now. So some will say their opinion. It's not when you come to East, didn't you see an Easterners saying, Tunumbu, we are on your back. Tunumbu, we are on your back. That is not what we're talking about. This when the election day read, that is who we will see.
All right, thank you so much, sir. Appreciate you.
God bless you.
Thank you so much. All right. Oh yeah, thank you. Sorry, apologies. T.Y. Danjuma, would you like to react to the things he said?
Yes, I think I agree partially. Obi has run as VP to Atiku, and they didn't make much impact. So I don't see him.
They made much impact, and sources have it that they actually won that election. So don't say they didn't make much impact. They made much impact.
Okay. If you say so,
much impact. Do you understand?
Yes, but but right now, it's like when you eat bitter leaf for the first time, bitter leaf soup for the first time, you don't. It's somewhat bitter. You don't get to enjoy it as much as you will do when you try it again and again and again. So I think what has happened, what I would say is the threat against Obi if you look deep, you probably would see that it's from people who are probably wanting Atiku, because Obi can go in a week's time to go and see the widow of Buhari. He doesn't have to be there, the day they are burying him. You don't know where he is. You don't know whether he's in the country. You don't know where. You don't know. But nothing spoils if he decides to go 1 week after to go and condole with them. There's no fast and fast rule about it. And besides, why are they picking on Obi? Why are they not picking on every other person that did it was not there? Anyway, that's an aside. That is absolute rubbish. They have the right to vote for whoever they want, but that threat is nothing. But to address the question that you asked, if ADC decides, if they put their hands together and they decide to vote for Atiku, and Atiku has the right to contest, but we are saying that with his age, in 2027 will probably be 81 or so. If you look at his movement, he hasn't gotten the strength. We don't want presidents that will be going to France and England or whatever, or Dubai, to go and take medical treatment, or be ruling from Switzerland like Paul Biya. We don't want that. We have to break that chain. We want someone who is agile, because the problem that we have right now are so humongous and enormous that you need someone who really is strong and can deal with those issues. If ADC decides that Atiku is their candidate, well and good. Obi has said that he will run, for president, God willing, 2027. So he finds another place, another platform. There's so many platforms that he can find and run. It doesn't matter. He doesn't have to bring himself down to run. That means he's desperate to be a VP. He doesn't. He has a vision. He has a plan. He has articulated it, and people have bought into it, and they are waiting for him. And a lot of people have come out to vote or are interested in the political system today because of him. So if he will be a great disappointment if he decides to go and run for VP, because he has said he's not desperate. And in any case, if he runs under another platform and fails, so be it. But I can tell you, if we're looking towards the future of Nigeria and our young people, I think Atiku should be a statesman. The South, the Southeast, for instance, have supported PDP more than any geographical region in Nigeria.
I was even going to say that the way they voted overwhelmingly for Yaradua, remember?
Consistently.
So we did not look at it that, because he's a northern and that's why they did not vote.
Yes.
And of course, Obasanjo was voted for overwhelmingly too. So
yeah. Now you blame Wike. You say Wike is the problem. That was the reason why. Now the Wike is not there. So what is going to be the excuse? Somehow I try to believe that all these things that we hear just hype, that Atiku will do the right thing and say, Obi, you have been loyal to me. In fact, Atiku did say, you remember, you brought him here.
Yes.
Dr. Kach did say that Obi didn't want to run against Atiku. That they persuaded him.
He didn't want to run against his boss.
That's a man who has principles. He doesn't want to say, I can't run with my boss. They have to bring him out to say, you have to run. And listen, if Atiku in 2023 is a man, and I'm sorry, I'm saying this, that he is man enough, he should say, irrespective of what whoever mooted that idea that the thing should be thrown open. He should have said, no, this thing should go to the South, and I support the Southeast. He didn't do that.
He gonna make himself statesman, or people go hail him, man.
Yes,
a lot of respect if you do that.
He's now in the twilight of his life and career, political career. He has been failing and failing and failing. If he's that powerful, why hasn't he succeeded with all his money? If he's that powerful,
do you think that this whole thing, this whole reaction will follow President Buhari death, go fit make some of these leaders and calm down and begin to rethink their lives to do things better and differently, just so that they no go stay in the wrong books of people, like or people no go react this way about them or remember them for the wrong reasons? Do you think so?
Yes, I think there are people in the North who are thinking differently from the old ways of thinking. I can mention some of them who just think that we must do the right thing, and some of them may be silent. Some of them have been vocal. So I think I still have some hope that at the end of the day, there will be people in ADC who will say, listen, Atiku, in fact, you can see that Atiku has come under pressure. If you are following the, you see that he has been saying, I'm not going to. They quote him as saying, I won't step down. I'm going to run. I'm not going to succumb to pressure. So it means that there are people who have been saying to him, calm down.
Speaker Nature also said it on national television now that he's supporting his southern candidate, and Dati Baba Ahmed, his full northerner, also said it that as a matter of fact, say their interest, some people should allow younger people to go ahead.
So I mean, it's this. That's the right thing to do. And the man has said, if you vote me in, I'm just going to rule for 4 years. Again, he recognizes the fact that after 8 years, he should go back to the north.
Well, Northerners are not believing that. Still, why that Juma they come? Just they there. Not that one. Another aspect again, because Northerners they say they don't believe that in 4 years when you saying go wrong. Saying a lie. Say once he enter now, he go won't do extra for. Just hold on, they come. Make I take this call. This person not on the line for a while. Hello, good evening and welcome. Hello, sir. I did talk to you now. Welcome, sir.
How you doing, my dear?
I did inside day. Welcome.
Super, they talk.
Super. You're welcome.
I greet you. In fact, Nigeria, if I say I don't tire for them.
Listen, why you tire now?
What did Peter Obi go do? Where they want me to do? Where go please them? Some time ago, he was serving whether in the church or in an occasion. They say,
na church function. He don't even clear and say na church function. So for that church function, na like an occasion for church, where they say make them reverse role, make the rich, serve the poor.
So now, if you don't go to Buhari'r, look at one person is coming to say, let's see how he plans to become president with our vote. Only just one man, one vote. How do you expect?
Arewa influencer.
No, the question is, how do they expect Peter Obi to go to where the president is? The president is in that kind of situation. I won't even advise him to go there.
She been a room when go see him for room. Now they see Yabam say go, they shake and they laugh with them.
We go for room, they go meet the Yabam say, oh, he don't go room. Whether he go have meeting with you or this and that. He cannot look. For me, I won't even advise him to be there. Because you know why? Because the DSS want to play some kind, hanky-panky game against him, by even blocking him. That's security. We're talking about security here, where presidents did. And in a rowdy section for that matter. Who knows what they don't plan safe? Before tomorrow headline night go say, Peter Obi they threw him aside, they put him one corner. He cannot be there. He can go there after the whole situation to condole with the families, but not in a situation like this. I watched the thing today now because I was off today.
They give on a holiday today now.
I know the Nigeria.
Okay, go ahead.
I watched the whole thing. For me, I won't advise him to be there. So the North, please, should just have a rethink about this man called Peter Obi. The man said, I don't vote for me because I'm an Igbo, but vote for me because I'm a Nigerian.
But the same ADC coalition now, youth so inside the ADC now, don't they tell and say, make him not even try to come up for the party if he no get the ticket, because if he try him, say he go don't commit political suicide. Why? Because of say, he don't to leave one party to the other. He go from ABGA, he enter PDP, from PDP, he don't go Labour Party, from Labour Party now, he come coalition, from coalition, he won't come out again. Say what's happen? Only a waka come.
No, that is true. I will advise him to stay.
But he never joined the coalition party now. He never joined the ADC yet now. He's still saying be member of Labour Party now.
He's in talks. He's still in talks. You know, he's saying I got to have meeting with Wike, so who knows what they're planning. That's why Wike did for church. They both say Peter Obi will never, that his time has passed. Because they know what they were doing. They know what they do. What you go get having meeting with Wike, and now they say you don't put mouth for Edo governor. Here show me they don't drag who is in control of Edo. That is how the man is. Want to interfere in the south region. In fact, I don't be that one, but Peter Obi, at least they should have a rethink about the man called Peter Obi. That is just it. Don't vote for me because I'm an Igbo man. Vote for me because I'm a Nigerian. Simple.
All right.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. See what Danjuma. I don't keep you longer than you want to. I hope so you know they're in a hurry.
No, I enjoy him. You see,
You don't become emergency guest. All right, hold on. So I go
you
like
don't
make a
make me
response to
guess
what's in
now.
talk. Then he did then he did something where somebody else also talk here. The person they vex except out of annoyance he dropped the message. He talks say waiting be all these ones. Say Peter Obi no need Nigeria. Say na Nigeria. Say Nigeria need they do Peter Obi favor if they elect him as president. That he doesn't need Nigeria. Nigeria actually needs him. I go like take a
Absolutely.
look at that. But just go ahead and talk.
Absolutely.
You believe so too?
Absolutely.
You believe so too? Oh.
If not some women, some wives, go tell and say, why the money where we go take the chop and your children go take, now you take the waste, keep the money because he's comfortable. What is he looking for? What is he looking for? Somebody where they give land for Abuja, I say no one. They give him for Anambra, he say no one. They give him when he was, they give him a house for Victoria Land when he was working with Sam and as a bank chairman, he say no, he go live for first time. They give him car, he say no. They give him say okay, sign this in pension. Look, they give you, say no one.
They give him oil wealth, so he say no one.
He say no one. Yes. What kind of thing? What are you talking about? The type of person where other countries go outside and see how other countries they pray they want. Now they say now they try to rubbish.
So why Ibi say these people then way they against in candidacy? Maybe look at all of these aspects where you mentioned now. The only thing when they look at now the fact say perhaps na Igbo man or saying to they pretend. Some people say
No,
Igbo overhyped.
not be because he be Igbo man. You see, that may be an aside because first of all, they don't trust the Igbo man. Some sections of Nigeria don't trust the Igbo man. That's one.
Which brings us back to waiting Ibi say the northerners they talk. Say they no believe, say truly Ingo do only one tenor as in talk.
You look at a man's character and his antecedents. He was drafted in to become the governor. Maybe he would have been doing his business. He never intended to come into politics. So they drag and come, if you look at his history, how ABC most bring and come, to make a contest to. So it wasn't his intention. Now, for the doing business, they go. So all this on what they talk. This is a man. I mean, let us be honest. We haven't seen a politician like him in Nigeria. We haven't, and that is the truth. The fear be say this man no get Godfather. So if he goes there, Nigerians, the political this thing for Nigeria has always been one where you go get a Godfather who they say turn left, turn right. But this one no get Godfather. And if he goes there, you can't control him. He will listen to people. He will listen rather to the people, to the masses. Tell me one politician, they go around. They go from time to time. He's in the press telling people what he will do, going around the country. He has more information about this country than any leader, any of them where they're out there. Because he's always out there, he's meeting people, he's talking to Nigerians, he's talking to the press, he's talking to those abroad. So he has so much amount of information that he has garnered. He's training himself.
So T.Y. Danjuma, make I ask you one question. I don't hear a lot of Nigerians in the diaspora talk say once Peter Obi become president, they go relocate to Nigeria, they will go establish in Nigeria and all that.
Yes.
And then I don't also oh wow,
I will. I will. I
so why do you have to wait for why do you have to wait for a P2B to be president for you to come back to Nigeria? And then the other day, I was going through the statistics of Nigerian foreign direct investment attraction. Make I look what I get that statistics very quickly because it go good. Make I just put them up here for the purpose of clarity and evidence. And it be like saying now under this administration, now we don't get the lowest, that is the least, the bottom pot of foreign direct investment for inside Nigeria. So far for inside this administration, because if you look at the amount we attract foreign direct investment from Buhari to Jonathan Tenor, it be like this not the least we don't ever get at all. So what you think will be doing people get that lack of confidence to invest for Nigeria? Yeah. So this is a document. I don't know if you can see it clearly. So if you look at it clearly, this document, let me see if I can. Yeah. So that's it. So between 1999, we attracted 1.8 trillion naira, right? And waiting we attract, make a read for phone, make on this year. And then 2000, 1.31, sorry, $1.8 trillion, $1.18 billion, I beg your pardon. And 2000, $1.31 billion, 2001, $1.828 billion. You can see it was increasing gradually. You know, say that time will come from military regime. So it just increased gradually till at the end of Obasanjo regime, our foreign direct investment was at $4.90 billion. And then it got to Yar'Adua's tenure. From the beginning of his tenure, we had about $6.9 billion as at 2007. At his demise in 2009, we had $8.65 billion foreign direct investment. But then it got to Jonathan's administration at 2010, it was at 6.10 billion dollars. And then towards the end, I think at the peak of his administration, foreign direct investment was at $8.91 billion, which is about the highest Nigeria has ever attracted under Jonathan's administration. Because after then, it declined. It went down to, at his last year, it went down to $4.69 billion. Now, person go down the thing, say, oh, with that excitement of change, where Buhari administration carry come and see people they happy. People think, say, ordinarily, at least for that 2015, 2016, there would have been a peak in foreign direct investment, especially because of an incorruptible nature and the fact saying in clamor saying go fight corruption. Do you understand? But we saw a
Yes.
sharp decline from $4.69 billion in foreign direct investment to $3.06 billion. And we're wondering, from the first tenure of Muhammad Buhari, and then before he left office, he reduced to about $894 million. For commot billion, right now, Nigeria they on $1.08 billion. For in fact, that means President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is actually did better than Buhari's last tenure.
Okay. You answered.
What do you think? Yes, what do you think will be the reason we make this trust or confidence to invest in Nigeria they happen for this administration? And then why people feel say they go get more, they go invest more for Nigeria during if Peter Obi becomes president. Someone is on my line, so I need you to please help me just rush on it. You still be on the line while I answer her. Just go ahead, please.
Yeah, but you answered the question partially yourself because you used the word confidence. You know,
Now, because it's like saying confidence make them not invest too much.
yes, because Peter Obi was asked, you remember when he was speaking, is to one of his professors abroad. I think that was in Keloid when he went to Keloid, and he was talking about his after the lecture that they had, and the professor was talking about investment opportunities and investment areas and so on, and he didn't mention Africa, and he said, "But in all this your lecture, you didn't mention Africa." Told him nobody plans with Africa. And then he brought out, he said, give me your money, your naira. And then he brought out, he said, which one would you take? He said, you go take the pound.
Hell.
So why would you take that? You don't have confidence in your naira. And that's the truth. If I bring money now and give you, I bring out naira and bring out the equivalent in pounds or dollar. I say choose one, which one you want. You're not going to take the naira. Because you know that the naira is not stable. It's volatile, even though there's some measure of stability in the economy right now. But you know that you can hold on to the pounds or the euro or the dollar and you feel some security.
All right, just be on the line. Let me quickly attend to Laura. Hello, good evening, Laura. Welcome. Hello, Laura. Can you hear us? Good evening.
Good evening, Precious.
Yes,
Good
welcome.
evening to
Apologies
your
for keeping you
guests.
on hold. Yes.
No, that's fine. I just want to mention a few things listening to you.
Okay.
You said this virus that has rejigged a lot of things.
I was already saying that. I don't know if you heard me mention that a couple of times now. I've mentioned it more than once that it's going to change a lot of things in the political sphere. I really said that.
The whole political map has changed.
Yes.
And I'm so glad that Saul came before David. God Almighty.
Why? Make Paul not hear you at the end of the day.
It's so good. Sometimes we don't know why delay comes for certain. There are certain delays that are good. It is good. It is not good for Nigerians, but it is good that this Paul came before David, because certain things need to be in place for a Peter Obi government to even have made sense. That is, if Nigerians are worthy of it. To an extent, I just feel that we are not even worthy of it. But that's one. You see, this issue about the, I don't even want to focus too much on the 2027 because I really don't. What are you going? I mean, what stops him from doing what he did last in 2023? Just write the results, cancel it with a pen, take a pen, cancel it, rewrite what you want, and nothing will happen. We saw Tinubu steal from Atiku's votes in the north. Heaven did not fall. We saw Tinubu steal from Obi's votes in the south. Heaven did not fall. So for me, I really don't have any enthusiasm for the 2027. I have said it that the same thing will repeat itself. The same thing will repeat itself. Where there will be the election I look forward to is not 2027. God keeping us all is 2031, because the North will learn a hard and painful lesson. Anybody that wants to frame the election for this 2027, the way you frame this election in 2027 to the North, I will borrow Professor Chidi Odinkalu's statement. Frame it as if the North thinks power is coming to them in 2031 when Tinubu is done, they are joking. Tinubu is going for a third term. That's how Professor Chidi Odinkalu said. He says, so frame it as an anti-third term agenda. If you don't take power from him now and give it to somebody else from the South, so that person hands over to you in 2031, Tinubu will alter the constitution with the madman he has there as the Senate president. And he will alter the constitution. You say you need 2/3 of the Senate, of the upper and the lower chambers of the House, of the federal, and then you need 2/3 of the state. He has 2/3 of the state. Take the APC governors in the north and north central, add it to all of the south who he has cowered with, who he has cowered them with BSCC matters, and you have the 2/3 of the assemblies in the state. For the federal, he's already done it. He sworn in Ibas even before they did the votes. And they did a voice vote for a constitutional change. A 2/3 vote means you should count the number of people, whether you form a quorum, whether you get the 2/3. He did it. Nobody did nada. So the way you frame all this noise that the North is making, the Northern is, I've told myself that, Laura, at a point, you need to find a way, take your seat.
Do you know, I was even going to ask, what is actually the actual voting strength, apart from election rigging and perhaps what people call underaged voting that happened there?
Sorry, say that again.
I said people would want to ask that. What is actually their voting strength, apart from rigging and underaged? Yes, apart from inflation of results and underaged voting, what is really the voting strength? That's what people would ask, especially the part of the Northerners that are threatening right now. What is their actual voting strength?
I think to a large extent, I see this as there is, if you remember Oliver Twist, there is an artful dodger who is doing his thing, and there's the rest of the people on the street who are just making. I just see everybody just make. I feel all of us are just making noise. The South, the North, the Northeast. There's all of us at the ground floor making noise, and there's Tinubu the devil on a higher floor. Tinubu doesn't. Every attribute of Tinubu is the attribute of a devil. The devil, not a devil, the devil. Do you know why I say so?
Why?
The devil can make a person wealthy. You see all these Nigerian movies where he gives people wealth and everything. But everything he gives people, there is a contract there. It's like there is fish. It's like when you throw a hook in the water and there's fish inside.
So there's a bait.
The fish out there will, yes, you swallow it, but there is a bait. So everything he gave to people is so that he will use them to do stuff later in life. So let's push that to the corner.
No, don't push that to the corner like that. Why did you say that? You will not push it to the corner now. You will explain.
I absolutely have zero faith in 2027. Look at the people who know Buhari, who know Tinubu very, very well. Not the people who knew him in the last 10 years, they got one or two things from him. Look at the people who have known him from the era of MK Abiola, when many people believe he was to timing between the military and the so-called Nadeko. He was to timing between the two groups. One listened to the interview that Dele Momodu did with the Honest Bunch a long while ago. I don't know if you said
Yes, I
it
remember.
or something like that.
Yeah, I remember.
And he talked in detail about everybody that was around MK Abiola, how Babangida began to peel them off little by little, gave Baba Gana Kingibe, his running mate, this offer, gave this one minister, until they peeled away all his support, which is what they're trying to do with Peter Obi. But unfortunately, his base are like Trump base, they are like MAGA, they are mad, they are like MAGA, so that's the only thing they've not been able to do with them. And Peter Obi contributed to that issue by telling them not to hit the streets the last time. But, Precious, if we come back to this matter, you are dealing, when I say you're dealing with a devil, other than his 1999 elections, where a lot of the pro-democrats, Gani Fawemi had said, "Oh, we don't think there will be an election." So he told all the good people, "Let's stay away. Let's not do this election." And that was where a lot of good people lost out, and people like Tinubu were able to become governor. From then on, Tinubu has never contested any election or had any of his proteges contest an election fair and square and beat the person. Never.
No. Did you watch what Comrade Oni said? He used APC as an example, that they would never win any. Yes.
He has never won any. All he thrives on is weakening the opposition. Any state he is, go and look. It is his people that he puts in the opposition. Look at the foolish person that stood as their PDP governorship candidate.
He's not a staunch PDP APC guy now. Jando.
All the youths were saying during that time, Jando went to contest for the primary, and Gbadebo left PDP for him. Everybody on the street, if you go on Twitter, then everybody was saying, "We know Jando is APC. He is our man in APC." All the youth, the trenches were saying Jando is APC. Shebi is done, he has gone back. If you listen to this man, what's his name? This one, Jimmy Disu. When they said Jando has gone back, it was like, but we know now, those of us, we all know that Jando is APC. That is how Tinubu has thrived.
So are you saying that without playing some sort of sabotage or dirty politics, as it were, that Tinubu or President Bola Tinubu can never win a proper election? Is that what you're saying?
Let me ask you, what is Tinubu's base? I went back and I did a snapshot of the elections, right? I'll try and forward it. I did a screenshot of they put election results on a zone-by-zone basis. What's the name of this data company? They did it and they saved this one. So I saved it onto my phone. I'll try and send it to you via WhatsApp and you have a look. See, he has no base. To win the election, he needed, this morning I was thinking about it while I was prepping for work. Every time we keep saying, "Oh, Tinubu offered his party to a northerner. Tinubu offered his party. So he gave it to Atiku.
To Nuhu Ribadu.
Another year he gave it to Buhari. Tinubu knows that he doesn't have a base. So he's been off. This thing he did with Buhari, and we thought, oh, he did a master stroke. No, he has been trying to find a northerner that he can support to enter power and cut a deal that by the time you are done, you will put me in.
No, Vex. No, Laura, calm down. Because what you're saying now, I'm beginning to kind of marry it with what Dr. Kaj said. Dr. Kaj, I don't know if you listened to his last interview where he said that Buhari deliberately rigged the election. In fact, his word was that Buhari rigged the election for Tinubu in 2023, and that it was a deal they had. It's hard to believe because with what you're saying now, it looks like these were pre-planned already.
No. It was a turn-by-turn thing. I will give... Buhari was getting a good number of votes, but he wasn't getting the 2/3
yes.
of 36 states. So he didn't have the geographical spread because he's an ethnic bigot. So he was always getting the votes of the north. He never got the vote. He never got the geographical spread. The people who wrote the constitution and they put that definition there is because they don't want a regional leader to emerge as the president of Nigeria. So they did that thing of 12 to 3rd. 12 to 3rd in the previous elections, and in this one, 2/3 of 36 states. So he was able to then get one zone, which was the Southwest. If, as you sit today, tell me the way Buhari had Baba, he had his 11 million solid votes. Yes,
12 million, really.
Peter Obi, 12 million. Peter Obi has a 10 million solid vote. Forget all the cancellation and tipping on the results from last year. If you remember, There are about, if you calculate it and sit down, you see that between Benue, between Plateau, between Nasarawa, between the southeast votes that was seriously suppressed because materials came at 12-1 and by 6 they are stopped voting. You will see that to a large extent, Peter Obi got, even with all the suppression, at least 10 million votes. So in his first run, Peter Obi matched what Say Baba was doing in the north. Tell me.
And Buhari's first run wasn't up to 12 million votes too.
It wasn't up to. His first run, the man hit 10 million votes. In Taraba, when I give you that screenshot, look at it, because it's all on one single and they put all the zones. In his first run, the man hit 10 million, including about 35% in Taraba State. See, if you look at what's his name, Obasanjo's second tenure, Obasanjo won his second tenure primarily by the southeast, the south, one or two southwest states, the whole of not north central, but middle belt. Middle belt is bigger and wider than the north central. You will have to add Taraba, southern Kaduna, and you will get the middle belt. He won the middle belt because while the north were already turning against him, right? And this brings me back to, where is Tinubu's base? Where is his solid, how many million votes?
Southwest. Southwest now.
He had to, hold on. He had to inherit Say Baba's, Buhari's 11 million votes. That's why he needed Buhari to go take him around the north, hold his hands and tell his people, vote for this man, because the people trust Buhari as Megaskia, so like a man of truth, right? So that he needed him to hold his hand. Where is his political base? Go and check. In the southwest, there are 6 states in the southwest, right? Tinubu lost Lagos. He got 150,000, so he got only 10% of the vote in Lagos. Forget the arranging that INEC did. PDP's returning from E8 papers show that the PDP said it during the election trial.
Even Jandor said it himself too. Now when he was forming like he was opposition.
This is the result that Tinubu got about 150, not just below 150,000 votes, while Peter Obi got over 1 million with the suppression, because the plan was for him to hit 2 million. Okay, let's put all that aside. So everybody won their geopolitical zone. Atiku won the northeast. Peter Obi won the southeast. Tinubu lost 2 states out of 6 in the southeast. He lost Osun State to
in the southwest, you mean? In the southwest.
Sorry, in the southwest. He lost Osun State to
PDP. Yes.
To Atiku.
Yes.
To PDP. In Lagos, he lost woefully to. He got a thrashing. The show of his life. He got it in Lagos. Now, even Oyo State is contested, but let's even give him. But when you go and look at the votes, some of the votes were like 300 and something. Ekiti State. There were miserable numbers that came out from the southwest. Then they did a lot of inflating and a lot of nonsense. But let's put that aside. The best place he got votes was the north central, so Kwara, Niger,
Nasarawa, Plateau. Okay, no, not Tinubu. That's Peter Obi. Yeah.
He stole Peter Obi's votes a lot in Benue, in Plateau, and one other place. But you see that whole middle belt was swept. Precious, there's something else I also noticed. Because after that election, a lot of the North Central people began to say, don't call us North Central, call us middle belt. We will not agree with this political calling us of part of the 19 states. We are not part of the 19 states in the north. There is that
that sentiment is still there till now.
Strong sentiment is still there because of all the killings and everything, right? And the true middle belt, somebody drew the actual picture of the middle belt. It's the Nupe people and the southern and there are different extractions of Nupe. There are different, just like you have different variations of Yoruba and different variations of Igbo. You have the Igbos, then you now start having Anioma in Delta State. Then you have variations, Ikwere in River State. The different variations of the Nupe tribe cuts across into Kogi State. Ebira if you go and read on Wikipedia, Ebira in Kogi has variations of Nupe included in it. So you will see that people like IBB actually schooled in a particular popular college in Kogi State, stuff like that. But the real middle belt cuts all the way to Taraba, parts of Kebbi, parts of Bauchi, Southern Kaduna, and all of those people. There is a silent minority of 70 to 150 tribes that sit within. Plateau State alone has about 50 tribes or more. So across Taraba, Gombe, Southern Kaduna, you have the people whom they call the ancient Nok civilization, NOK, the ancient Nok civilization. All of those people down. There is a silent Christian majority in the north. Do you know I saw a video recently on YouTube? Paul Enenche went to Kebbi State to do a crusade. Crazy crowd. Did you notice that the governor of Kebbi State sent a delegation to the crusade?
To give him money, that he refused to take care. But let me
tell you why there is a strong hate for Peter Obi. Peter Obi went to the north and he woke the Christian north, the minority Christian north, he woke them up, which started a conversation of one, the middle belt, the old traditional middle belt says, we are not north. But on top of that, Peter Obi injured the sensibility of the real Fulani people. Why? Because the Hausas began to say, we are not Hausa Fulani. Don't call us Hausa Fulani again. Because when it comes to fight, they push us with the Quran in front. When it comes to positions and employment, they put the more educated Fulani in front. So there is a lot of loopholes that will be exploited by Tinubu because he's a crook. He's a crook. You see, before the election tribunal started, you see this Dati Baba Ahmed, we don't give him enough credit. When they were asking him what should happen before the election tribunal, and he said he doesn't have faith in the court, he just laughed. He said Nigerians don't know what they are in for. I think it was Charles Anagolo. He said, let me wrap up. He said you are putting a man in office. He didn't want to use Escobar, but he made comparisons with the late drug dealer Escobar. He said Escobar threw a judge from a helicopter in the sky, head down, and the judge died. So you people don't know what you are playing with. Nigerians don't know that they are dealing with someone.
I've played that video a couple of times.
Someone who went from St. Lucia, traveled to Brazil. What's the commonality between St. Lucia to Brazil? It's a drug trade. I'm not calling anything. I'm not insinuating anything. Everybody should put what they are thinking. See, you are dealing with a very sagacious politician. See, I said in one of the first times I called your line, I said, there's one thing I will give Tinubu his accolades for. He's a very sagacious. Governance, 0/100. Politics, the man is the devil.
But you're not the only one who said that in politics. Now, I think the former presidential candidate of SDP also said it, that he's fantastic with politics but bad with governance.
You see,
Adebayo,
yes. About to learn. The North are about to learn. They're about to be schooled. Now that Megaskia is dead, they're about to be taken to the cleaners.
And that is why I asked that question, that what will the implication of Buhari's death be? What will it be? Because I know that it will create a major shift.
Let me begin to tell you some of the things that he will do. Number one, he will run a census. And this man never does anything clean. He's going to cheat with the numbers of the census. Whatever your numbers are, he doesn't care. He's going to cheat with the numbers of the census. That's
Laura.
Number two, everything that you saw play out in Lagos State in the local government elections is going to be repeated. Everywhere that
this thing that Ayo was complaining about now, that it was
everywhere that is not his stronghold, voting materials will come by 12, voting will end by 4. I bet you. This is exactly what they did to Peter Obi. All through the South, and especially the South, all Peter Obi's strongholds in 2023, they brought materials late. And they finished very early. Even when they came early, if there are 500 people in a polling unit, they will bring only 300 votes voting papers. Did you see what they did in these local government elections? Precious, there are 500 people in a polling unit. Do you see how they splattered people's names to polling units at Afafari? Did you see what they did in Lagos? Everywhere.
But that was what I posted that video. You know that I had to redo that video and posted it again so that Nigerians will understand what played out in the Lagos election.
Live in Etiosa, in Ikoyi, Lekki, all those areas. You know what he did? He scattered people's name. If there are 20 polling units, he did, like when you put something and you shake it and say people should pick, scattered their names. One of the videos I was watching on channels on that day, people, around 12 materials came. People looked for their names, they could not find. Around 4 or 3, the polling unit officer now finally brought the correct list that had everybody for that area. That's what is going.
People were already tired and left.
5 o'clock, 4 o'clock, everybody had gone. Everybody had gone. And that is what it's going to do to the north. Number one, he will reduce their numbers in the census. Number two, he will scatter their polling units. If you are in what is this place in Kano? Because I did my law school in Kano. I did the first part of my orientation of my service in Katsina. So I stayed a bit in short time, 1 year, 10 months, a few months in Katsina, then 1 year in law school in Kano. So if you are supposed to be in Sebongeri, he will throw you to First Bank area. By the time you walk up and down, the sun has beaten you. It's 4 o'clock. You won't be able to vote. It's very simple. You are dealing with a man who has no conscience. He has no intent to run a fair election. He knows he has no base. He cannot win the.
But again, I'd like to ask again, please. I'd like to ask again, for a sitting president to have these qualities that you just mentioned, and then to play such an unfair game, if what you're saying is correct, because those are your words and not mine. And if that is what he plans to also play out, or the rule for the game in 2027 for him, is that not tantamount to cowardice than, confidence?
When in 2023, was it not tantamount to cowardice?
I'm just saying, you know why I'm saying this? He wasn't in power in 2023. In 2027, I'm coming now. The reason I'm saying this is that he is in power. See, as the person in power, you have all the right to turn around the minds of people against you to your favor. Because now small, and Nigerians are so easy to please. Small good governance, so you go give them like this. They don't begin sing your praises. So is it that it is so hard to actually give a semblance of good governance to Nigerians that would make them give you that overwhelming vote you want, rather than for you to toe that line you just mentioned? That's the question I'm asking. Because why would you? Because it's actually more expensive, really, to do these things you're saying. It is actually cheaper to give people good governance and then stamp your name in the sand of time that you have done something good. Yes, please.
There are people who are born and the intent of their heart is just evil always. There are just people like that. Not to talk of someone who was now raised in a certain way that all your life you've been doing evil, right? Let's just, I don't want to talk much about the man. Those around him, they know. You see, let me wrap up with this in 2 minutes. Let me wrap up with this. What you said, it's easier. No. In a rational person's mind, it's easier. In the mind of this man, no, it's not easier. It's not. There are people who derive joy in hurting people. Their joy is to hurt people and say, what would they do? There are people, go online, watch documentary of people who are serial killers. Some of them have no basis. Sometimes it's one simple thing that happened to them in their lifetime that scarred them and marred them forever, and they became evil continually. I read the story of a woman who said she's a diagnosed narcissist. She said right from when she was a child growing up, there is this strong urge in her to hurt her classmate, and the thing will be pushing her that she will not have peace until she has hurt somebody. The only people she did not hurt is her sister, and then when she finally got married, she promised her husband she will not hurt him. But she has to go to therapy to receive support and help to not hurt people. That is just her. I've seen the story of a woman whose matter I think is still up in the US courts. where she has killed 5 different husbands. 5. So there are people who have been mad from childhood. It's either somebody used them to do drug trade or somebody molested them. Something. Some people heal. Some people, instead of them to heal, they go dark. There is a name for those. They call it the triad of something abnormality behavior. One is narcissist, and then there are the other 2. Narcissist, psychopaths, and then there's a third one. So let's not go into that. My point is the North. I'm not bothered. The way I chose not to follow the US elections, this last election, because I didn't see any sense in it. That's how I've chosen. I will not follow the Nigerian presidential election. I will focus my time to better my life because I already know the kind of person that is there. People say, we're going to contest, we're going to win him. No. You know why you're not going to win? Because the North is they're still doing a wager. Maybe we'll just leave him there, let him finish his 4 years, and then we'll enter. But like Professor Chidi Odinkalu said, they don't know that this man is going for a 3rd tenure. If they knew, they would support Lizard, anything, to push him out with the Southern candidate now, so that he's not going anywhere in 2030. Nigeria, welcome to your own Paul Biya. You see that 2031. So
that's nah. So you know what?
Let me just keep quiet. Let me leave it there.
No wahala, because some of the things you're saying now contradict some things I've heard about the president. Really, I've heard people say very nice things about him. That you can go and meet him now and say, Baba, I've not paid school fees for my children, no. And he'll tell you, school fees. He will direct somebody to not just give you money for school fees, but give you a job that will continue to give you more money, that will even help you empower others. These are stories I've heard about him.
The devil makes people rich. The only thing you will have one day, you will give him one of your children. Everybody has to hit.
And you dare not betray him after that.
You dare not. And everything he gives you, he will. Narcissism, everything is transactional to a narcissism. And narcissism is in spectrums. There are levels of spectrums of narcissism. Look at the people he surrounds himself with. There are people who owe him something. Look at drug dealers. Look at the movie The Godfather. Look at drug dealers. They always help people. They will help this person against another warlord who wants to take that person out, control the territory. In the future, they will come to you and say, you owe me. When they were helping, they didn't negotiate it with you that I'll do this, then you do. No, they will give it to you. Even the Bible says that when you eat with the gluten or is it with something man, that watch your throat because he will put a knife or something to you. I can't remember how the book of Proverbs says it, but they always come back. There's something they want. So see, I'm not bothered. You see, Donna Kubarash in her interview with Charles Anatoliou, she said, I think it was last. She said the only thing where the obedience agree with the APC people is he's dealing with the North. And I agree with her. You see this North, long. They will learn. They're going to learn like the Americans.
Thank you.
See,
thank you so much.
Tinubu will so show them, Tinubu will so show, especially now that they are saying Baba is gone. He will show those. Some of them are going to run away from that country by the time he's done with them. The one that he will put in the prison with EFCC, he will do it. He will scatter all their royal household. You see what is going on in Kano, where he's turning one emirate against another. He will go around. He will scatter. Look at what he did in Lagos. Look at all the obas he put. There's nothing like Oba of Lagos when he came into office. Look at how look at all many of the Obas in Lagos today. Many of them are Agberos. He will remove dignified men and put street. Well, look at Lagos Obas; they are all under his control. That he's about to do that to all the emirates, in the north. He will take a poor man, one forgotten cousin, one forgotten brother in each of the emirates who is angry with one. What they did with the Dasuki brother and Dasuki Amachido. He will play all their royal houses against them. He will look at Kano. He will set them against each other. Well, they're not. They should come. They are welcome to Politics 101. Good night, precious.
Good night, Laura. Just so for emphasis' sake, please, all your opinions are basically and strictly yours. All yours, please. It's nowhere affiliated to this, to me.
Precious.
Yes. See why
I think she made some of her points are interesting, but I think I don't agree with her sweeping characterization of the personality of Tinubu. I don't agree because I know a few things about him. between now and 2027, nobody can say for sure what's going to happen. You don't hold your life in your hands. Abacha did everything that he did and almost cowed everybody to submission. But he was going to become a life president, as some people were peddling. But how did it end? I don't think, I have no evidence to believe that he's going to go for third term. I have no evidence to believe that he's as bad as she has characterized, even though I'm not a fan. But the man is not as bad as she. I say that because I know him. I do.
Okay.
I can tell you that. I know him, and I'm saying it. People who know me, who are looking at my face, who know that at some point, I did some jobs for them. So from close quarters, I know the man. And the aspect of that you talked about his philanthropy and his kind nature and so on and so forth. That's true.
I heard. I haven't experienced. I've not met him in person, but I heard.
Oh, I can tell you that I'm a beneficiary straight away. I can tell you that.
Oh,
Yes, I can tell you that.
Correct.
And I use part of that
means
connection.
You must be very loyal too.
No.
No. So why are you not loyal?
Why? No. I'm a straight shooter. I can tell you. I can tell you that what I'm looking at is what is best for my country. But that said, I don't think that the extent of presenting him as a demon, for me, is not acceptable. But that's her view, and she's entitled to it. That's not an issue for discussion here. But what I'm saying is that, if you look at the passing away of Buhari, yes, I agree. Has brought in a new dimension to the politics, particularly in the north. How it pans out, what's going to happen, we don't know. We don't know. But I can tell you straight away that if ADC, they must be in a real trouble, because we talked about this yesterday and we were talking about it. That Obi is the bride there, no matter what anybody says. And should he decide to leave ADC, there's a big problem for ADC. And that's the way I look at it. And to be a vice president, to run as a vice president, for me is outright no. And I think if I read Obi's mind from his pronouncements, is a no. Is a no. He should run. And if he cannot run, they are making it difficult for him to run. But we'll see what's going to happen. Because they did all these things to Oti and frustrated him. Today, Oti is over there and he's doing quite good. So
after he run the first time, can't run it. Okay. All right.
Yes. So if you say that Obi has run from party to party, Atiku has done even worse. All of them, Kwankwaso, and so on. They moved, and it is basically because of the kind of political system that we run. They don't have ideologies. You go to where it's like someone who is in a place and where they look dance. If they block your vision, you move, you shift, you go to a place where you can see much better. That's what's happening in Nigerian political system. Added to the fact that a lot of us are still gullible. If they give you, a cup of rice and so on and so forth, you're ready to, behave like Esau. For a mess of porridge, you sell your entire, life, to because of, and then you come to regret it later. So that's what I want to say. But I want to thank you. I want to thank you for being there. I don't lose hope. I'm not losing hope, and I don't want anybody to lose hope on Nigeria, because
so the idea is to keep hope alive. Yeah.
Yes, because darkness will first come before you have light. So they shouldn't lose hope. The fight is on. The fight for a better Nigeria should be on. Everybody should gear up. Everybody has opportunity. Atiku has opportunity to be. Tinubu has opportunity. Everybody has the right. But in doing that, there should be a level playing field. And if the people find out,
that level playing field is the side that Laura was talking about just now.
You fight for it.
Okay.
You fight for
So
it.
that
The
means
man has.
everybody interested should fight for it.
You fight for it. It's not giving. It's not political power. It's not giving a la carte, to quote the president. You know. Yeah. Yes. So you got to fight for it. He's not going to let it go like that. He's
All
going to
right.
fight,
Thank
and he's
you.
fighting.
Thank you.
Thank you
Thank
so
you so
much.
much. I
Yeah.
appreciate you. I appreciate you. T.Y. Danjuma, thank you so much. Hello. Good
Yeah.
evening, Daniel. You're welcome.
Yes, good evening. Sorry, I'm calling again.
It's okay. Hurry up so that I'll take others too.
Yes, in respect to the death of Buhari,
Mm-hmm.
definitely they have the North. One thing that you should know is that the Northwest is always leading the campaign of almost the entire North.
Mm-hmm.
So to a great extent, since Buhari is no longer there, there have to be somebody. Either Buhari's son,
Buhari's son.
El-Rufai, or
when you say Buhari's son, I just think of him biological son as like that one. Okay.
So Buhari's son, El-Rufai, or Kwankwaso, because Kwankwaso is another fashion separate from El-Rufai ideology.
And then also, and okay, go ahead, please.
El-Rufai ideology is the modern Buhari.
I was going to say that El-Rufai and Buhari are a bit more in sync in terms of ideology.
Yes. But when it comes to because El-Rufai, Abakari, and all those ones, they are the modern Buhari. They were the ones that took Buhari away from what was that his name? The man I sent you his video.
Buba Galadima.
Galadima. He is the major. He's among the 36 core people of the Fulani nation that are making the decision of the entire Fulani people in Nigeria.
Buba Galadima.
And he is the spokesperson of Kwankwaso. So if the Kwankwaso faction should be more stronger in the North Central, in the entire North, then definitely their own position will start working. Because their own El-Rufai faction were the one balancing all this faction. But after the death of Abakari, as a result of the coronavirus issue, and El-Rufai too, they positioned El-Rufai too to die, but he was able to play along and calm down, so he didn't die again. If not, they wanted to use a lot of all this coronavirus to reduce a lot of the persons around Buhari. The whole thing now is this. In 3 months' time, it depends on what happened in ADC. You hear that there is a motion in National House of Assembly, House of Rep, not Senate. There'll be a motion in House of Rep to restrict the presidential power from selecting
INEC chairman.
Somebody that will be in charge of INEC. You see a motion to
but Senate will not okay it now. If second does not okay it or back it is a problem now. Because Akpabio will not back it.
That's why I'm telling you that there are a lot of persons that are in APC that are already working a lot of background things already. Forget about Akpabio. The whole thing is that this issue of INEC chairman would definitely be an issue as from November to around March, but it depends on how ADC is able to direct the whole thing. If ADC is able to push a lot of things towards article, there will be that motion in which it may work. But if it not go in that line, don't be surprised that motion will not move, but it depends on what happened again. Because already, El-Rufai is already teaming somehow with Peter Obi. And definitely, I know he's somebody that once he make up his mind that this is what I want to do. And that's why Buhari loves him so much. He follows it. He doesn't look back. So these are some of the things that you will notice that will play in the country very soon.
All right. Thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate you, Daniel. Thank you so much. Let me go to Tony from Chicago. He's been trying to reach us. This is interesting. So that means we'll actually have very, very interesting times ahead in Nigerian politics. We can't wait to see what will play out at the end of the day. Hello, good evening. Hello.
Hello,
sir. Good evening, sir. Tony from Chicago, sir. You're welcome.
We do.
Will they talk your country matter?
towards the last caller, I have my own surprise that Obi might be working with Erufai.
But maybe some obedience have said that he should not work with Erufai, else they will wash their hands off him.
Why obedience are making this thing difficult? Because if you remember, Dr. Cash said Obi knows he cannot do it alone. Why are they making that man look as if he's stupid? It's not fair. Obedience cannot make Obi to be president of Nigeria. Never. It will never happen. He must, Obi said in a church, he must have the good pass together. He cannot make it. He cannot be looking at it. Obi go alone, stand alone. We are with you. Even if you turn it, do it 10 times, Obi will fail 10 times. He must work with these people. He must work with these other people that knows the game. This Nigeria, we're not talking about America. We're talking about where they develop sincerity. No, you have a system we know in Nigeria. Why are they making this man look as if he don't know what he's doing? Obi as the man pushing this man as if he don't know what to do. You stand, don't go, don't join. Even if Obi stand alone, I think we will definitely go and stand alone. Or someone else to go there. Divided vote. Maybe I don't know what the disobedient people are thinking they have. They cannot get this thing right now because one, Buhari is no more again. These APC people that form APC, this CPC unit, they are very, very radical. Obi can only work with them and get this thing done. Get their mind that he only do 1 year and they will support him. They can talk to Atiku to step down. But you see, the only person Obi can work as vice is the Erufai. That's the person that has that maximum respect. Forget about what is the estimate in a religion. Yes, we all know that. But Obi has told you, he can work with bad people. Christ, God not come for the righteousness. People. He came for also, you see him staying with the bad people, tax collectors. Does it make him a bad person? No. So Obedience should understand the system of Nigerian politics, unless they want Tinubu to continue. That's the thing, because any mistake done again, if by this person go this person, they will push Obi will go and join any party. I think it will be ADC. It is just
another split vote again, I think.
Let's be honest to ourselves. They're pushing this man if you don't know what to do. He has told Dr. Kai doesn't say, Obi told, I can do it alone. Which is true, it's a fact. You can't do it alone. You need people from this kind of muscle people. Pushing them out, don't join pressure. Don't President Siraka. If you don't President Siraka, we don't vote you again. What are they doing? What are they thinking? Without knowing that with Siraka you win. Without Siraka, pressure to win, we take the whole vote. Let's try to understand Nigerian system. We are not in a modern system. You are talking about resting power with Tinubu. Not even well, Tinubu, where in day with Wike. You don't know this
and Wike don't want to say, just remember that Tinubu is not Jonathan. Tinubu is not Jonathan.
You don't want this people to back him up. How do you think we'll go ahead? See, if what's it called? Peter Obi goes separate, they will mess Peter Obi result up. Cannot get more than 3 million. They'll bring him down, mess him up with the vote. They'll write the vote that will mess him up. So you don't have any math again. I'll be honest with you guys people should understand. It don't matter. I like Obi to be here. Let him be there, but he cannot do it alone. Let them get this man, make this man not get a brain problem. Because the man is not thinking well.
Hey, thank you so much. You say brain problem, I beg you. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you very much. Okay. I get a person for my backyard though. Oga Idogene. Hey, I got it right? Miss Idogene, good evening and welcome. Yes,
Good
welcome,
evening.
sir.
Look, I listened to that lady that was talking to you, and there are so many things he said about Tinubu that were very correct. And because day for yesterday, I was talking with one of my townsman. He was Senate. He was a senator last before this election, and so he failed for this election. This man beat him Osomore. There are things he said that most of the things is this guy was trying to explain just now.
She's a
He was
lady.
telling me this thing. I was because
Go ahead, sir.
we were using our language. This man, but he was a major before, a major in the army before he retired, and he came back and joined politics. So things he was telling me that I was surprised. The time is not enough. I will not be able to talk about how why Tinubu invited the members of the National Assembly immediately after he was sworn in, and why he invited all the governors why he was sworn in. So these were things that he did because he actually wanted, like that guy said, he knows he cannot win straight and fair election. He knows it. He knows that he does not have the quality. So, and that is why he's romancing Wike, because Wike is as devilish as he is. So they play these games because they know that there is no other way for them to go. Because he in 1 second term by all means. So because he doesn't want to be called a one-term president, and that is his problem right now. And so because he knows how he entered, that is why he invited. He said he brought in everybody. Like for instance, you were saying that he paid the states more money. But this man was saying that he said actually, why don't he challenge those governors? Because what he told the governors before he increased their money is not about the governors. It will really work for the people.
So are you saying that based on what your friend told you, or your friend told you, that President Tinubu didn't increase allocation to governors because he wanted them to work with it?
No, even the assemblies, even National Assembly members, the senators, the Senate. It's not because these people, he knows that don't you see how the people are decapping? You think the money because the money is doing well? No, because when they entered, he called them and said he knows that you spend so much money for the election, because what he said at first was that you are not sure. In fact, they didn't even sure that they were going to stay till now, because they were very afraid. Because how the election goes, they were afraid that they might not stay up till now. He said so. That is why he at first he got to the soldiers. He said the money that this man lost for the army officers, he said it's enough to run the country. Because he was afraid that this he may not be able to stay till the next election. And now after I say, Why he has rigged it, and they have inaugurated him as the president. But why was he still afraid? He said, "Do you know that as at the time when the inauguration took place, he said everywhere. He said, why did you come up to say fuel subsidy is gone?" He said, I said, well, that is what everybody said he was going to do. But maybe he said no. He said he came up with that word because of the agreement that he reached with some certain people. So, and that is the money the man is sharing up till now. He said the man is sharing the money. He said we are saying that these are expensive. He said if actually this money came to him, why can't the fuel come down, or why can't he invest the money for something? He said he did it. So
that means if things were
removed that
why are we not
subsidy because of the agreement he reached with 30 people. He said because he knows that these people, if the subsidy is not being paid, he knows that.
Hello, Oga Idogene. Thank you. Hello. Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Are you there? Okay. All right. Thank you. Thank you so much, sir. You don't give us some eye opener. I appreciate you. Thank you so much, my brother.
Right.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Okay. I'd like to say my goodbyes and say a big thank you to all of you for being part of the show. Let me see if I can take on Robin. Robin Sinamani, good evening. Sir?
How about you now?
I did, but you did inside clothes. Welcome. Where you they call us from?
They call all the way from the US, so state of
You're
Missouri.
welcome. Oh yeah,
Yes.
put smart for talk. Sharp. Make your help us do this validation.
The matter with the ground now is say, now Atiku and Obi Matana won't talk.
Oh yeah, they talk now.
Yeah, the thing why I want talk is say, now I fit talk say Atiku last chance, and also this Fulani tribe, now their last chance with this. If you think about the heavyweights we did for Nigeria based on for inside politics, if Atiku time pass now, I don't think anybody will be popular again, for that north. We go feel win election. And now that even for age, the South get more younger people for politics. Even though they Tinubu no dey, you go still get people who go 55 and make sure weak or anybody. If you look at all the guys with the South, they say they young for age. But the heavyweight wey dey for north, as Buhari don't go so now, the next person Atiku. So for Atiku to give way for Obi, if you won't give way, but people they ginger that man for back. You know say they get engine room now. So that engine room, they say you don't know what they talk for back. If you don't want come out for that 2027, but the not say nobody go feel pull weight from Atiku because Tamboa no they popular. Many of these guys they don't fit stand the pressure. And Atiku now one of the most experienced president they for north as Buhari don't go so. So look around and also say if this guy back down, they go now South go they rule Nigeria for a very long time before they go ever get any northern again. So they know what it's gonna be a tactical.
So if you say na them they push Atiku, say no green.
Because that man never really. If you look at Atiku no be like even like Tinubu said, people the engineer Tinubu did there as he did because say again when it like make you get grandpapa for village now. What don't they like their age, like their age, you understand? Yeah, what is the reason? They do the reason like as you see they active mentally. Sure understand. So now that they put fire for back, they do like say that the man now the display. But if you know about old people at that age, then they think right like that as they think now as they go return to where their ancestral land, where they will go back, now ain't they their mind. You know what I'm saying? Because every day, because I here in the US, like I they work with many old people. Sometimes we say I try to examine them, just like their age. Oh, they examine how they behave. Old people, they behave like as me and you they think am. So you'll be surprised that whoever is behind these guys are the people running, engineering all this stuff. They particularly might not like to do it, but they will use their name to front everything what they want to do. Even as they go on now, people now they accuse Wike, say, okay, now Wike now they turn to noble left and right. But if you look at the whole thing, you cannot blame old age. The age that they na age of say they don't want to, but just because say Nigeria are playing to say old person don't want to give up. They like to no one day the game. But for strength and mentally, those guys don't fit for 2027. So that's my point of view, and I feel say the North are really scared. Say if Atiku time pass, it will be hard to see anybody for that North we go fit get any vote from South or East or anywhere part of Nigeria. It's going to be hard. It's going to take a long century. And if say if you think about Nigerian politics, all the North don't dominate. If you look at the life of Atiku and Co, you can call names and they can, but age no dey their side now. Those no crop of politicians, their time don't they pass. So that will be a big blow to the North. And as Nigeria they go now, a time will come be say North no go fit control Nigeria again. That Fulani they talk say Fulani they control Nigeria. That time will pass because those generals are already old, and those young ones they don't get those kind of mind with those ones they get before. So to me, I feel say Nigeria there's going to be a lot of changes, but make Obi just no worry about himself. Make him just think of how the obedient go act if he messed up. That's my own point of view. Because I feel say if he do the other side, make him not think of Atiku at all, but make him just focus on in game how we go fit do. But I'm sure that if they talk about this master strategy, this or no strategy, they for this earth with the even at the time when Trump won't enter for here, most people the whole world they say, oh, Trump go lose. But when the people say they're not going to follow Kamala Harris, what happen? It was a surprise to them. But then vote the guy in. You understand? So the people go make choice if the time reach, if they're ready. But I know say Obi go win next election if the people deal with them. But if they won't backstab them or they won't okay because of tribe or whatever, then that would be Nigerian. Everybody I would regret as we suffer so.
Thank you.
Yeah, let you know. All right, thank you, my sister.
Thank you.
Bye bye. Yeah, bye bye.
Thank
Yeah,
you so much.
yeah.
Thank you so much. All
Yeah.
right. Nigerians, I'd like to say a big thank you to all of you for being part of the show. Let's continue to speak for the growth and development of our nation. We won't stop talking because at the end of the day, waiting all of us wants to make the country better so that all of us go jolly at the end of the day. Make it good for everybody, really. Now, waiting will just define. Nothing more, nothing less, Sabi. So we'll continue to speak until it happens. Thank you so much for being part of the show. I love you guys and I appreciate you a big deal. I will see you on again tomorrow evening, God willing, and I'll look at Dr. Ketch coming on sometime within the week. I'll let you know what exactly. Do enjoy the rest of your evening. Protect your mental health because wahala lady finish. I love Anajagas. I love you guys already, right? Protect your mental health. Good night and God bless you. Thank you for joining us.